shield.
That's a lot of shield.
Yeah, obviously, we have the players sitting down, getting ready. This tournament is one of the funnest that we have here at the HyperX Arena. Taking a look at the arena now, you could just see everyone chilling, but also we got our players on the stage, ones to look out for today. Obviously, we have names like Zafu. That's Unger. We never can nail him down to a character, though. We can never really find him. You got Keith Towers in the building. You know what it is. Keith Towers. Check him out on Twitch. Check him out on Twitter. Check him out on everything. All the gang in the building ready to go. This one is going to be kind of crazy because, as always, shout out to Basketball Kid and shout out to Basketball Kid's dad, UNLV Tickets. We'll get you there. Also, can't forget, all the players here today are getting excited for their run in today's tournament. Obviously, it goes without saying, but we got some of the best food and drinks in the building, and I'm just gonna have to get 50 shield real quick.
Oh, gulp it up. Don't. But if you didn't know, hey, $5, you'll be able to get free refills for any one of your favorite setters. Grab yourself a Chug Jug and see what it's all about and get your health and shields replenished, because you're gonna need them in this season, because they have changed up a lot of stuff in this season. Not only have we changed up food items on the menu, you should go check those out, as well as some new drinks, or if you want to find something that you may like, guess what? We'll be able to make it here. But with the new season, every time we take a break, Nick,
it
there's
seems
a
like
new season.
Every time we come back, there's a brand new season, but this one kind of special. Got all the blasters out here, so maybe everyone's acting like they can't aim like some stormtroopers. I don't know.
Potentially, but that doesn't matter if you can't aim, because they got rid of the ammo boxes, because you don't need ammo this season, which is an insane change up in Fortnite. For the first time ever, ammo boxes have been put into the unlooted, basically. Vaulted. That's the word I was looking for. But there's no more vaults. So how are we supposed to vault?
Even if there was a vault, we stick our lightsaber through it and get in there, baby.
I was saying they should have kept the vaults, and that would have been so cool, being able to just quickly go through it and just pop it in.
And the only time they ever used that was when Obi-Wan and Bro did it. So.
But no, there's a lot of new stuff going on right now. I mean, especially we're playing tournament mode, so we might not see many of these different aspects. They brought in TIE Fighters, X-Wings. You'll be able to do some dogfights at 2 miles per hour. They're very broken. And being able to just see what is all new. But what isn't new is the format. So if you don't know how tonight's event works, hey, pay attention to these rules, and we will explain it for you right here, right now.
Yeah, all players will compete in 5 games. In each game, players will earn points based on their placement and elimination, and the player's total tournament score will be the cumulative of the score of all 5 games. That might sound a little weird, but all you need to know is that there is 5 games that we will be playing, and your score is going to be captured by the force in the sky. And one of the things that they have in Star Wars is spice, right? But on our spice is that spice of life, baby. Money, 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 money. First place getting 250. Second place 150. Third place, what's that? That's like that's what GTA is gonna cost probably. Fourth place $90. Fifth place $80. That's that Mario Kart 2, baby.
Hey, there you go.
On that Switch 2. And then 6th place is gonna be 70. 7th through 8th is gonna get 65, and 9th through 10th is gonna pay for parking and maybe some lunch.
You know what? 9th through 10th place is the 2009-2010 prices for what $60 games
True.
are supposed to be. But
back in the good old days.
The good old days, indeed, and the days that are way behind us now. But what is new in this season? Everything's a blaster, so you don't have to worry about ammo. The only thing you have to worry about are mats.
And
so
I don't think we're going to be seeing too much lightsabers here in this tournament mode.
Mythic lightsabers, mythic items are very much of a worry, very much a rarity in these tournament modes. That's what I was saying. We won't see the TIE Fighters, X-Wings, even though it would be a lot of fun, but they are a little bit strong if you get caught out. But also with the ammo boxes being gone, grabbing small shields and big shields a lot more difficult. So you got to be able to land at these named locations and grab what you can to get yourself up.
Who's your favorite Star Wars?
Star
Wars character?
That's a good question. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah.
You know who I'm gonna go for? He's in the building tonight, actually.
Who?
I'm gonna go for Chewbacca, baby.
Really?
And
Where's Chewbacca?
chew through the competition, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready for that one.
All right, I'm ready for that. That was a pretty good one. I will give you that.
Zafu's kind of like my Luke Skywalker in this scenario. He has a chance to.
So he's gonna try to assassinate you, and you're his trainee.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, in the middle of the night because of a bad nightmare.
Well, you know, choke. Can I get him through the? You think anybody's choking at home? Somebody's gonna hit me up and be like, bro,
what were you doing?
You killed my grandma.
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I always enjoy these new seasons, and with all of these weapon changes, I was streaming the game for a few hours today so I could really get a feel about how these weapons feel, and it's been a very mixed response so far, especially from the competitive players, because guess what? The shotguns, a little bit rough. I won't lie to you. Maybe I'm just bad, but the pump shotgun not feeling good. The
shotgun, you turn it into a blaster. You take the shots away from the shotgun, in my opinion.
That is the best way to describe it, unironically, and being able to just say, hey, you got to be able to work with what they're giving you, especially the blasters. They're not doing a ton of damage, but there are some really good ones in this game.
Yep, there's a couple of good ones here and there. I would really like to see our players turn up. There's not a lot of ways to get out in this current mode. So for me, you're really looking for players to build up. I mean, it's been one of the ways that they help to do it. I think blasters can help them build in this scenario because not a lot of things to shoot the stuff down. They get through them pretty similarly, but yeah, I think we're really going to see a lot of building since ammo, not a factor, might be some materials left on the board.
But talking about building, we actually have a special interview with Levi from Valhalla Esports on how this arena has built up their love for this game and just generally talking about the HyperX arena. I'm excited. People have been talking about this interview all night, so I'm super hyped to see what they have to talk about in this video. If you want to, pay attention to the main monitor and we'll see what Levi from Valhalla Esports has to say.
I'm Leviathan from Valhalla Lake Forest, and I played in a couple HyperX tournaments before, and it's always exciting. And because of the new season, the players in Valhalla, we need to like, I would say we need to get like lightsabers and get the Force, because like that's how you like move, because there's like no movement this season. And we're gonna try to win. We're gonna play confident. We're not gonna take as many fights as usual because we want to like, because it's a placement heavy tournament. And if Baka doesn't win, and I actually end up winning, I'm gonna spend probably the prize money on getting new internet, because like I need to be zero pay. Yeah. I'm Leviathan from
Man, shout out Levi, aka Leviathan. That is a young kid right there. I don't know how he got the name Leviathan. He's probably not even old enough to read the stories about Leviathan. But we're going to have to get him some new internet. We're going to have to get him something nice. He can come on down to the HyperX arena sometime, hopefully. Because, yeah, I do remember Leviathan been in a lot of our tournaments. So shout out to him. And hopefully we can get him down here sometimes.
Absolutely. And it's great to have
all of our Valhallans,
here today, because they're all aiming for that prize money. And we've talked about it time and time again. There has been so many stories about competitors who come here every single week, and they're able to win thousands and thousands of dollars. Had Baka's dad come up to us one time and just talking about how he's able to afford all new equipment, a new computer. I mean, even with Speedway tomorrow, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Competitive, we've had a competitor there winning over $10,000 at our tournaments here throughout the years. It's absolutely insane that this is every pro player's dream, to be able to go down in front of a huge screen, in front of an audience, and be able to compete and win money every single week. There is nothing like this anywhere else, and not ever doing it like it. The HyperX arena and how they do it.
So true, man. And we got new tournaments coming all the time. We have those Marvel Rivals tournaments that we've been doing.
Exactly.
And any game that comes out that, you know, we can put one person in front of the other, I know we're going to have a tournament here for it. So make sure you guys go to HyperXArenaLasVegas.com and go to the calendar and find out when the next tournament is in your scope of view.
do it. Go there, be able to figure out when you're going to go to the next tournament and support your local scenes, because without you guys coming down here and really, hey, sometimes there's events, sometimes there's this, sometimes there's that.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all, every single last one of you that have really come out to support this amazing event, because we are getting ready, we're getting excited, and we are jumping into the first game of this new season. This is the Star Wars season. Nick, bring me into it. Right? We're on two different wavelengths.
Wait, what song were you gonna do?
I was gonna do like the intro.
Oh.
Right? Wait, no, that's Warner Brothers, right?
I just wanted to go straight evil on him, but
that was a better one.
You know what I like? I like that's incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Oh, yes. Oh, I didn't put that on my playlist.
Yeah.
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates. Hopefully we see the Duel of the Fates here today.
Out of the gate, Karu find one, and their fate is going back to the loading screen. That's an unfortunate high ground situation that you did not win.
Their fate is sealed off the rip too. That is not how you want to start your tournament. Unfortunately, getting into it here, we got Spam Panda starting to spam away at this gas station. Got to be careful. Definitely want to get some shields.
And that skin just came back, and now Kratos being one of the rarest skins in the game, which is absolutely insane. Bandit from Borderlands finally coming back after however many days.
Shout out to Mike at the bar. No, he loves that skin.
He said, I dropped Borderlands 3 to get into Fortnite now. I actually heard it. But no, we got Todoroki on the screen right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to mix that fire and ice and make something happen here today.
Water.
Makes water?
Makes water.
That's true. You know what? What are you doing not being here at the HyperX Arena competing and enjoying yourself, or grabbing some food if you're waiting for the next round? And this is going to be nothing ideal here. We got Alpha. Yip, you better be moving. You better be running. But will they be able to land the laser shots with the pistol? They're not going to be able to land those across the map.
It is Stormtrooper aim all day, if I had to guess.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. But when you don't have to worry about ammo, I would also have Stormtrooper aim.
True, yeah. That's true. That's probably why they missed, because they're like, dude, we're getting paid by the Federation. We could just shoot all these shots, bro. I didn't even want to come to work today.
Hey, you know what? If I had a gun that just unlimited refills
just
lasers,
let it go.
I am never, like, I'm taking that home. I don't care if I get persecuted by Darth Vader. I am going to be using that as a hobby, just going outside.
Yeah, just practicing.
Already going to be able to now get that UI up. We're already down to 35 competitors left. Rari and Basketball Kid grabbing some eliminations out of the gate. Karu, Leviathan, also the one, the only, who we just heard in that interview, going to be able to put themselves on the board. Swayze right now.
Yeah, Swayze saw this fight with Basketball Kid. That player was just landing right in front of him. Basketball Kid now has, you can see the glint. And TTK doesn't want to get totally knocked out here, so he might have to take a second away from this fight.
I got to say, I do like the sniper rifle in the game, even though it's a little bit more of like a hunter rifle where it goes pew, pew, pew. And it actually does 125 to the head, so really actually an actual laser when it comes down to it.
But like the third time we've had that sentence, but it's true. This one is an actual laser.
They're all lasers, Nick. What are we saying?
Okay, there's a hit from that shotgun, though. Haven't seen a lot of it off the rip here, but so far it does seem a little less strong than we have seen in the past.
Yeah, it has a huge spread. If you don't have that full auto, it's a little bit more unfortunate. But Swayze gonna go down. The person that we were just on,
did he get sniped by Basketball
gonna be able to grab that one. Kazu going to be able to trim Wordy's legs, gonna break their kneecaps.
This is two amazing players. It looks like Wordy doesn't have a lot of shields or heals right here, so getting caught up in this apartment scenario with how good Kazu is at traversing the landscape here, we might see a quick kill from him. He has the heady, but the shotgun goes right through the door. He knows he has him right where he wants him, but the build is in for Wordy. See if he can have the last word here.
And I told you it's a lot more difficult to grab those small shields and to protect yourself, because you don't have just easy access to small shields anymore. Basketball Kid gonna go down to Riker.
Is he gonna get away with this? No, he finally finds him into the corner. Kazu drops down and gets one of those lasers. They hit the wall.
I don't understand how they did the jump shot there. Just literally, like you said, it just straight hit the wall.
The pre-jump shot before that as well. But
the lasers literally just had to land one of them with how low Wordy was in that corner. Unfortunately, just could not run away in that situation. Carew also now finding themselves into another fight. And a lot of these competitors still haven't had that much time to get themselves situated in terms of mats in order to get themselves into build battles. Love to see it.
This is kind of crazy too. I mean, they're not doing a random season of, they're not doing a random season of Star Wars. This has to be backed by something in the real world, I would think. So look out for your nearest Star Wars. Check Disney Plus, maybe.
I mean, I just went to see episode 3 in theaters. They re-released it. An absolute amazing time. It makes you miss the classics.
That's
no matter
incredible.
How
That's
cheesy
incredible.
They are. That's what
I don't know. That one's kind of cinema, bro.
I'm saying it's still cheesy, but it's still so good. It is cheesy in all the right ways. But every single scene in that movie has a meme. It's pretty impressive.
That's true. It does seem like Carew knows what he's doing in this setup right here. Whacking away at those walls. Carew wanting to mix it up a little bit here. Let me check the mixer. Getting put in a blender.
That's just a little bit of an understatement, but solo bot is going to be eliminated by Jaden X. Carew still trying to go for this fight. Sean right below them. They're just trying to maneuver themselves and play it extremely safe, because being safe in the storm is where you want to be, because these shotguns, like I said, not doing as much work as they once did, and that's one of the big things in this game, where you have to realize, especially in builds, that they rely on those burst shotgun hits, on those pump shotguns, and damage being able to put out from those pump shotguns. But when it's not doing the damage, you're going to be in a bad spot. Yeah,
off screen, Gilbert Snipes going to get his elimination to go. Carew still going to just hang out in this storm for a little bit. And yeah, he's got the heals and shields to do it, so he should be fine. Chronic Baka, is that like your back hurts chronically? I got those chronic back pains right
Chronic
there.
Bakas, oh, I feel that as Unkstad is coming in.
Yeah.
We got Hunter talking about it. Gonna be able to try and break down these bushes, trying to give themselves a little bit more mats if they can, but they're going to be able to float their way over and really sticking to the outskirts of this map. And that's where a lot of these competitors like to reside for the most part, because if they don't, they have to fight people.
Yep.
And the placements matter a lot too. But Keith Towers, another competitor, came into my stream, got to shout him out.
Yo,
absolutely really nice.
He's out here, bro.
Hey,
super
really
nice
person.
guy.
Got their name on the shirt,
Yeah.
so go follow them on Twitch.
You need to.
But Hunter's going to now get their build eliminated, trying to take down Poncho over there. But unfortunately, these lasers are not going through these wooden blocks at all. I thought they'd at least light them on fire or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the lasers, it takes your, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Nice shotgun shot coming out of there. It's like normally you would think that this gun gets through the wall this fast. When you make it a laser, it doesn't feel the same. Your muscle memory is switched off a little bit. As the wall goes down, switching to get a little bit higher look at it. Gonna try to take at least one roof here. No, can't get it. Gets the wall, edits it up, but just trying to be mischievous here on the double edits. The heals come out for that player. He's gonna land into it. Not getting too much to go his way right now, though, in the build battle. 50 cal Hunter, a good player, gets better every week in and week out, better and better. But now is in a build battle, which is something I know for a fact he doesn't appreciate, doesn't like too much.
No, but also what's even worse is not having the high ground, especially in this season. Has two.
We said it so often in the
and now true.
Anakin truly has the high ground. Are they watching? They must be watching.
They gotta be. They knew it. They knew it. They're like, you know what?
We've been saying I got the high ground Anakin for so long that they said, you know, let's just make a whole meta based on it.
Where is the Anakin skins at?
Is he making this jump?
Oh,
okay, all right.
Onto the trampoline.
TikTok, Poncho Me Too, shooting a little TikTok for us there. Getting some 50 cal Hunter shots into the back of the, into the glider, but.
Oh, they missed the trampoline.
Yeah, all that. This dude had to jump from 10 stories. Hunter had to go 1 inch and he missed it. Leviathan from Valhalla, that interview we got on the off the rip skis, taking down Mr. Sweaty Boy, a new competitor in our lobby today. Talked to him a little bit when he was on the way in. So it's nice to see new competitors coming in and hanging out with us. Baka gonna go ahead and take down Dubbread.
And now we're going to be seeing Racer on the screen. A little bit of kind of getting surrounded in some sort of areas in this first round, but they're going to be able to at least make their way downtown. Kazoo bringing us to 21. Taking out Gilbert Snipes.
Sniping down Gilbert, if you will.
Hey, you know what? That's the way to do it. And currently what we are seeing is the wombo combo combination. We got a little bit of that full automatic submachine gun along with that shotgun. Got to combine the damage, because if you don't, you're going to be in a really bad spot. But Hunter in a really good spot. Sees those chug jugs, got those big shields. Poncho still in the line of sight.
And yeah,
not going away from Hunter just yet.
Yeah, Hunter knows that he kind of dropped this kill earlier, but now he might have his sights set on another player here. Let's see what he goes for.
Let's see.
2-for-1. Could be a 2-for-1 situation here, but you got to play it the right way.
Hunter.
TikTok Poncho Me Too just getting into his 1-by-1 here, not trying to pull too much.
And you're seeing all the mats that they have right now. It's not a lot if they're going to try and go into this build battle, realizing what's happening here.
Both
Three players
here.
in one spot. We're going to see Poncho trying to run for it, go into the bush and protect themselves, and going forward, trying to get away from this situation. Because honestly, when you're just getting surrounded and you're trying to get third-partied, you really got to do what you can. But Sean's going to be here.
I've been here. It's not fun.
No, it is not fun, especially with no TIE fighters,
Maybe
no
he
X-Wings.
maybe he can catch that train, though.
Oh, Keru going down to Juby.
Oh, no.
And that's not Juvie. No, that's Juby. They're not in trouble just yet. It's just the first round, so don't worry if you didn't have a great start. We do have lightsabers into the tournament mode.
Okay, wait a second. We always talk and we always say something, and it's always a little incorrect. We might switch it over to a tournament mode. But does that mean we have planes?
I don't think so. If we did, I think we would have seen it by now. But Zafu right now is going to go in, has that additional movement speed from that lightsaber. You know what? Thank goodness the
Looking
baseball
like
bat's
Yoda.
gone. Exactly like Yoda, hopping around trying to take on Palpatine and then failing and then putting themselves into exile. Hopefully, Zafu does not follow that exact storyline and they'll be able to put themselves on top in these fights. But looking at the map right now, going into the next circle, only a tiny bit smaller, but still going to be seeing it kind of break it down and try and push these competitors closer to one
doesn't
another.
have a lightsaber. That means to me he's all shot and no bark here.
The new grenades are also really cool. It does like a little shockwave sort of thing. It like drop, boom, and then explodes.
And Basketball Kid's dad with the most fly skin. Look who did it again.
Mandalorian.
Look who did it again. Didn't have the Grogu black bling, but either way.
It's still fire. I think they're doing such good work with these new skins. The General Grievous skin coming out. Once you get that battle pass going, it just looks so nice.
Can you hold 4 lightsabers though?
There's an emote for that. But hopefully they'll make it a gameplay. Imagine that's a gameplay thing where it's like, if you have the skin,
they'll be flying off the shelves.
That would be insane. But what's not difficult is realizing what you should be doing right now. 20 players left. Remember, the more you survive, the more points you get. But also, getting eliminations is equally as important. If you're not grabbing those eliminations, you are going to find yourself going down.
Oh my gosh, Levi takes down Levi.
What a little bit, pointing Spider-Man meme right there. And Levi gonna do a little bit of a Gangnam style there. Gotta flex it, gotta do what you can. Are they going for the lightsaber though? I see them contemplating, I see the brain churning.
As you're in the zone, you don't really need the movement of it, but you can see how a player like Zafu is able to utilize it. And Chewbacca going against Racer 55 here. Finally, someone else has the high ground, but Baka showing you what to do when you're on the low ground. Take some shots straight up at Racer here. And a shotgun shot to go with it. Opens up his build. Says, knock, knock, it's Obi-Wan.
Oh, Racer will be racing themselves into the lobby screen real fast. Chronic Baka is just going to be able to get that edit out faster, land those shots. It's only a green shotgun, but that's all it takes. They're also ones holding on to those grenades. So realizing, hey, if some of the top dogs here in the arena are using those grenades, maybe it's something you should look into. We're gonna have Kazoo jumping up, gonna be able to bring out a Christmas present a little bit too early. You better get that done early because we don't know how expensive things will be 6 months down the line. You might be paying $5,000 for an Xbox One for your little cousin. But Kazoo jumping up here, grabbing the chest, and they get nothing.
Yeah, and it goes careening off the side of the cliff, unfortunately.
DPG's loadout. What?
Hey.
You can't be just standing there waiting to do
Hey.
something with all legendaries.
I don't question the bounty hunter in that.
I'm questioning the bounty hunter when you got the bet loot in the galaxy and you're just standing there. Get in there.
Once
fight.
again, shout out to Keith Towers. Getting a little look-see right now. Brodo Baggins. Shout out to his social media presence in general, man. Keith Towers kind of out here.
Keith Towers really doing work in every which way, but the circle is pushing it even closer. Brodo
Tough
Baggins.
fight he put himself into here.
Yeah, back behind, you know what? Between a rock and a hard place, but that storm is going to at least keep them a little bit safe. They don't have to worry about that.
Look at the swivel edit into the open the window edit. I like this. Still tough, though, with what his back is facing. And the time is ticking, too. He's going to have to rotate, but he wants to get a couple of... This is what Keith Towers practiced for, though. He knows this exact scenario. Looks like he wants to press the issue, and Brodo Baggins isn't going to let him get it for free. This might be our first big one here. He goes down off the rip.
No.
See if he can get into his build. Builds the one by.
And took a little bit of damage, goes for the jump shot, going to miss. Brodo Baggins right now is going to be able to find the Lord of the Rings, and what it's going to be is one pure elimination. You don't want to get too many, but a little bit of a trade coming out here. Beautiful work by Keith Towers, being able to just keep themselves into this fight. As you see, the storm is moving.
Yeah,
so Brodo
Brodo.
Baggins going to be taking a little bit of storm damage going forward. Keith Towers, though, hopping their way, bunny hopping, CSGO styling.
One shot here.
Are they going to turn it all around? They do! Keith Towers somehow towering against the competition and grabbing that elimination.
Beautiful stuff there from Keith, because you can see he's in kind of a rough spot, but he plays the time perfectly. As the zone starts to push him out, he finds one way out and he uses it to his advantage. Beautiful stuff from Keith Towers. We're going to move on to D difficult here. Making things difficult for the competition at the moment. 16 players remaining, and it's hard to kill this guy. Amari and my Rari, though. What a name.
I love that they still kept the sprites in the game. They're still here. I think they're adorable.
They got Sprite in Tatooine.
That clearly those little guys.
They got blue milk. Wait, the blue.
Oh, no.
Wait, the blue milk was Chug Jug this whole time.
It was those sprites. You're squeezing them dry. As right now, Sense is gonna make you hear 2 cents of their own mind.
He's gonna get
doing it to the front flip, back flip. Don't know how that in physics works, but it's Star Wars. And you're seeing a lot of these people's weapons. They're greens, they're blues. A lot more difficult actually trying to grab those legendaries. Hunter jumping up, keeping that high ground going.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind. Taking a huge
Gets
hit
the
of
tap
fall
band
damage.
real quick.
Sense getting shot from behind. They're going to have those shields get depleted. Now trying to just jump their way up, building a solid foundation on this tower. DPG now going to be the one just contesting from below.
I love how he doesn't, like, he's just kind of chilling, but there's literally 5 guys all around him right now. Burgers and fries all around him.
Good thing that this tournament doesn't cost as much.
Oh,
Centra
Baka kills Zafu.
Beautiful change up there. Zafu, one of our top tier competitors here today, as DPG going to be feeling the hurt. Sense is going to drop down and say, hey, keep the change, and they're going to be able to reap the rewards here. And
Look at all those golds. That was
They're
rewarding.
not even grabbing them.
Doesn't have time, stuck into this 3-tick, and it's hurting him. So want to get swimming to a brighter future here for Sense, but got the elimination. That's money in the bank, if you ask me. Levi, one of our top tier competitors, recently taken down Leviathan. Look at all the loot and the Sprite.
Napping.
No, napping on the job.
Oh,
Must be
man.
nice. He's so sad. He gets to live the rest of his days with some gold around him at least.
Everyone mourns differently. When you see DPG go down, I would have to take a little bit of a power nap too after crying my eyes out.
Yeah, he was hoping somebody would grab him there, but he just leaves him on the ground in the ocean.
Quantai's got to be the one, the only. Talk to family members there saying, hey, they got to get their whole setup, in which we give you enough time to do that. If you get here early, you'll be able to make sure that all your settings are just like they are back home.
Yeah, that's actually really important.
It is. Everything matters. I mean, we see all of these competitors warming up before and trying to get themselves just dialed in and locked in, but Jaden X is not the one who's going to be locked in. They're going to die to the storm.
Locked out of the storm, yeah. Okay, looks like there's a player on this mountain, but D Difficult is taking some shots from Keith Towers. Might have to build a little bit more of a tower here, but he's going to use these towers as his own for the moment. Looks like Deep Difficult trying to get out of there using the zip line. A couple shots landed from Keith Towers, and Sean might run right into him, so this might be a stolen kill situation.
Kazu gonna go for some mass popping. That's Slap Juice. Going up is Keith Towers. We saw him before with 2 eliminations. And they're going to try and make it 3 right here, right now, trying to observe where that other competitor is going. Remember, 13 players left going into this 7th storm is crazy. And you see already on that mini-map how much smaller it's becoming. And now that's going to keep all of these competitors running into one another. Keith Towers going to now go and build on top of their own tower. Difficult is saying, hey, I didn't approve of this work onto my apartment complex. You got to get out of here, man.
Yeah, and the storm is going to tell them the same thing. You gotta get out of here. So as Difficult, Keith Towers not really seeing D Difficult here, but Levi, Sean, all of them kind of perched up on this mountain. This kind of reminds me of the good old days back in the day. Mountain setups are always the mountain ranges. Straight into it though, straight into the blaster wars of Non. Baka taking some shots at Sins through the walls here, but the walls are going to be more and more brick and more metal, so it might be harder and harder to get through. Keith Towers taken down to with a sliver of his life, trying to get these heals off. He does have a health pack, but will there be time? The circle is so small, Pidgey. Still 12 people remaining.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before the next storm where all these competitors, some of them have that zone advantage.
Oh,
but
Keith Towers one shot Difficult.
Able to live and drops Difficult. What a move there. Pops the medkit and able to find them in the last second and still being at 100 HP. I don't know how that happened.
I know I say it week in and week out, man, but head on a swivel. Bro's head swiveled around after he got that health pack, hits that one shot with the shotgun, and he's going to reap the rewards and the benefits from that. 100 to 150. This is a good spot for Keith Towers, but there's a lot of killers out here in the streets.
Looking like an actual battle droid with how their head is on a swivel. Just turning around and landing shots. Chronic Banka is finally going to be able to take down Sense after causing so much mayhem in this first round. Sean is going to be the target of Keith Towers next, but Chronic Banka, we see him on that bottom right corner. They are breaking shields non-stop, just trying to lay out that damage and cause all of these resources to go away. Because the less resources there are in these final circles, the easier it is to eliminate some people. Hunter grabbing that one on the poncho there.
Yeah, Baka doing an amazing job of lowering these health bars, getting rid of some of these shields so he doesn't have to get rid of them later. But on the other hand, Keith Towers doing a great job of staying with the storm. It's kind of hard to maneuver through and get through some of these points. As you can see, everyone really stacked up. Keith Towers all by himself chilling.
Chronic Baka still just trying to break down these walls, and with unlimited ammo, you know that's going to be a little bit easier, and you don't have to resource manage your ammo so much when it's unlimited. But we see Baka trying to just analyze, and guess what? Go for the high ground, and that's where aliens love to be.
Oh, Keith Towers biting up a little bit more than he can chew. Baka coming after him off the rip here.
Now, gonna see right below them, they are just able to analyze everything around them. No one's contesting it. Again, Baka controlling every single space that they run to. They're gonna be able to take down Chance there. Baka is gonna take down another Kazu.
You guys are so lucky I don't know how to do a Chewbacca noise. I would be just growling it out right now.
No, that was terrible. I tried for you, Nick.
Thank you,
but Baka is not gonna let the galaxy go unfazed. They are literally looking like Darth Vader with their kill count. Quantai is going to be the next up. They are just able to build up a little bit of a staircase and find themselves in heaven with how many players they're just finding on the ground. They're looking like ants to them.
Yeah, ants. And I'm not talking Amari. Amari and Marari playing the ant game right now, trying to get himself into the zone, but Baka just staying on the laser, staying on it. Quantai is going to go ahead and get Amari out of there and now try to walk in before his health goes down, but no, I believe Baka gets Quantai's off of just the storm itself, and the alien Baka is going to continue. He said, if y'all playing Star Wars, I've been here for years.
And this alien looks like they're going to have every single advantage in the game. If they lose this somehow, some way, I would be shocked. But Sean, now not even realizing where they're getting shot by. Their mats are looking extremely low. Everything is against the odds of Sean, but they're going to be able to hop up, try to keep themselves on their toes. Baka missing that first shot, had the opportunity, and they're both missing, but Baka is the one to land a shot.
He got his shot.
HP for Baka. They're going to be able to work with the Storm as well, right behind him. Sean isn't looking like they're going to be able to hold on. They have a med kit, but the Storm is burning. It is hurting, and this is probably going to be it for them as they have one more med kit in the bank, but the Storm sickness will bring Baka to an easy first victory royale.
That's what Padme felt like when she was having them kids, man.
Heartbreak. Oh, no.
Heartburn, heartbreak.
Oh, it's over. Oh, no, I'm dead. Goodbye, Anakin. I can't believe you.
I can't believe you would do that, Anakin.
But congratulations to Baka grabbing the first victory royale of the night. Truly a dominating performance, but really it wasn't that difficult to counter it. At a point, you got to realize, hey, who's shooting us from above? Maybe we should prioritize that person and not worry about each other, because anywhere they ran, Baka was just chilling on a rooftop saying, hey, it's free season.
I wonder if that's what they thought when the big laser hit that giant planet.
We gotta just
probably shoot them. But yeah, big shout out to Baka. If this broadcast is anything, I will say we love getting this beautiful, amazing tournament out to the people. But it's also a call for help. Please come help us with Baka. Listen, I'm talking to you pros that are sitting there chilling in the Western Hemisphere. Is that what it's called? Over here with us. We need your help, man. Baka is tearing down these tournaments, and we just want someone to be comfortable.
Hey, all you got to do is build up, and you'll be able to contest them in these final circles.
We got
Trust me. Trust me. Come on down. Join us here at the HyperX Arena. If you haven't already, check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Allied Esports, and then say hello. Say hello to us. We'll have the
and
chat
then practice
on
aiming
standby.
up, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
And work together on aiming up, because you can't just have one person holding the high ground, acting like Obi-Wan Kenobi and just not doing anything else. What are you going to do?
Who you got, 100 Bakas or one gorilla?
100 Bakas or one Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah. Oh, that's actually... I'm taking Baka.
You think so?
Obi-Wan's nasty, bro. He's living through it, however.
I would put my money down on Obi-Wan.
Absolutely.
You know what? Just like I've got the money down on the gorilla. He's going to be me and him. It's going to be a 98 versus 2. You know what? That's the way to do it. But that was a very fun first run. Very fast-paced, non-stop action, non-stop fights. And you're seeing a little bit more of a struggle getting used to these blasters. Pump shotgun. It's rough. It's rough out here.
Unpumped.
It is, unfortunately. It's just something you got to get used to, and they're probably going to be working with the damage charge, especially now. I really wonder if they are just going to commit to the Star Wars bit for the entire season and keeping all of these weapons Star Wars related as we get
I like
more
what
and
you
more
were saying
updates.
earlier, like they've never really vaulted bullets, so to see them go for that, it's kind of a nice move, and could probably, you know, kind of segue into something else and not having to use bullets. But regardless, it's a vibe, and we're out here on a different planet.
Yeah, we are. And talking about not using bullets, we didn't see a lot of action from those lightsabers. We didn't get to see a
good amount of people dying to Storm. Did they turn the Storm damage up?
They had to have done something with that Storm damage, because the lightsaber can't guard you from rain, apparently. But like we were saying before, not having the TIE fighters, no X-Wings, all of that stuff, the mobility is very limited this season. You got the lightsaber, you got some shockwave grenades, but other than that, you got to make sure that your rotations are on point getting into the circle. If not, you're going to find yourself running into these other competitors with 2 HP, and then you lose.
I thought Keith Towers was doing a great job of moving around the map pretty good. Then, you know, wants to go for a couple more eliminations, but you got to be careful in that top 10 situation. Everyone is looking for murder. So he finds it there in a pretty good spot, and yeah, hopefully he does very well in this tournament. A couple of other people getting taken down.
Basketball Kid, though, grabbed a few eliminations right off the bat as well.
Zafu getting taken down by Baka means he's
early.
I mean, they're chilling kind of right next to each other, so that tells me maybe look for him to turn up in a little bit more in this tournament, because he's my Luke Skywalker.
It is. He is. He is. And with only 4 new POIs in this new season, there's a little bit more to explore, a little bit more locations to see what you can find there. But what we have right now in this season is a little bit of a change up where legendaries and everything else was so much easier to grab. We didn't see a lot of those this time around.
I think DP in G had them all.
Literally had every single legendary in the game in his inventory. It's really interesting now that you're going to have to just work with those green pumps, those assault rifles, those green and blues, and try and hope for the best.
And you could see it too. Baka, we kind of went to Baka's cam, and he was making the greens and blues look just fine.
Yeah. I mean, when you're having the best of the best of the best of the best, making it look good, then that makes sense. Because you know what? You're like, okay, they can at least do something with it, but you're seeing these build battles last a little bit longer because you're not getting these easy one
Like I
taps.
said, it's a muscle memory thing. So you're usually used to going through the builds pretty quickly, but now there's new sounds, new situation, new damage. So look for these players to have a lot more build battles, to be honest.
A lot more to come up very soon in the next round, and we'll have those scores ready for you momentarily. And really, when we're looking at these situations, you got to just be confident. We talk about the confidence factor every single week. If you're going into these build fights thinking that you're going to lose, you're going to lose.
I straight asked Baka if he played, and he said no. So
he's going off a whim?
Hasn't played with the lasers, comes out here, gets the first win with the lasers.
You shouldn't have said that.
I know. But that's top player mentality, man. You're good at the game. You come out here, you show up at HyperX Arena, and you shut down.
Apparently, these first few games that I booted up, I was getting absolutely...
Yeah, you got all these other kids practice. He said practice? Practice?
Practice? They do that? It's a new season? Probably didn't even know when they
I asked him how much he played. He said, not at all. So, but that is confidence. That is the confidence king right there. Baka, he has been known to shut it down. You could see him. You called it out perfectly. He was just lasering people literally through their builds to try to get some of that health so he wouldn't have to do it later in the fight. So big shouts to Baka for doing it the right way and finding his first win today.
Yeah, and really, when we're talking about highlights of that last round, we got to give MVP to that Storm. Am I right? They took down a multitude of competitors.
That's why they call them Stormtroopers.
Oh,
because the Storm is deadly.
The Stormtroopers, they can't aim, and the Storm is trooping. Yeah, it's really wild to see so many of our top competitors, even someone like Quantize, getting stuck in that Storm.
Regardless, it might have just been a hard rotate, low-key, but yeah, a lot of them getting killed by it here.
So I would give MVP to that Storm coming up, and hopefully we'll be seeing them on the leaderboard, because if they got more elims than you do...
We should get the money for the Storm kills.
Imagine, just put our names right there, A2 elims,
yes.
Storm.
We'll take those.
We'll split the money. It's all right. You know what? You know what? We'll take the tips.
We'll take those.
But we are going to see momentarily what these competitors are figuring out, because there's not a lot of loot in this season so far, because they're all Star Wars weapons. You got the lightsabers, you got the different abilities that you can use, the extra movement, but the pump shot and the almost full auto shotgun are the things that these competitors are a little bit relying on more, and then seeing the assault rifles, snipers being a little bit more...
At this point, let's be honest, all we're looking for is a lightsaber battle.
Yes. You're not even wrong. That's why I was disappointed. I'm like, come on. The final fight has to be a lightsaber battle, right?
Yes.
If you don't do a final fight with a lightsaber,
if
you lose.
If you both got it, we'll cut your screens off.
If y'all both die with a lightsaber and don't do a lightsaber 1v1 today, you lose. You go down to 0 points. I'm just saying.
And staff needs to get the Duel of Fates ready.
Easily. What are we doing out here? Where's the money match? Where's the lightsaber money matches? Come on. That's what I'm saying.
That we can make happen.
Oh, man. I'm just excited to see now that we know that the lightsabers are in the game, because normally we don't know what exactly they're taking out for tournament mode, what they're keeping in. At least we'll be able to see a little bit of change up.
Does seem like they took out the ships, but it is nice to see those, because those grant movement. You can move around a little quicker. We saw a player like Zafu utilizing that, and we'll probably see a lot more players here today using it.
Yeah, and having the blocks on standby, the lightsaber, a great tool for that. So being able to break all that down, utilize it, and make it work is the way to do it. Especially, like I said before, not many movement options in this season right now. Shockwave.
That's the one.
That's the one. Shockwave, or you got a lightsaber and then go from there.
It really comes down to
really
getting
cool,
away, right? Because we've seen a lot of players aggress, and we've seen a lot of players get high ground. But back in not two seasons ago, we were running away with the best of them. So there was ways to teleport out. There was ways to get out of your build.
I missed the teleporter,
yeah,
actually. That was a fun season. I think that was a really cool little item that they had.
Because that was the only, it wasn't the only way to get out, because there was a couple more things you could use, but it was the way to get out once we had our tournaments. Because right now, if you want to get away from somebody, you got to have that lightsaber, and you got to have a clean road out of there.
Or slap juice on standby so you don't run out of stamina and get to the next location. But you're even seeing that if they're trying to sprint, you're going to get lasered down by someone just waiting on top of a rooftop, waiting on top of their own build. And then what do you do from there? You have to make sure that you're ready for it, to put up a rooftop and to slap down some builds and try to counter it.
High ground looking key right now, obviously, as always, from Baka, makes it look effortlessly easy. I mean, we've seen players play high ground and get shot down. We saw Keith Towers do a similar form of that, got his build shot out pretty quickly. So I'm trying to figure out what would make a top player do better. Is it that high ground, or is it kind of staying out and low and out of it?
I mean, there's a potential for both of those strategies to work. We saw it work multiple times where you have some competitors, they're working their way up the build so that they're able to claim the build rather than just trying to go from the high ground and keep stacking. And then guess what? Jenga will happen eventually, and then you're all sad. And then we'll see how we're so happy because we got the scores ready for y'all. Let's see how this first round all broke down.
Not bad. Baka up by 10, which is only the win. So that means somebody was getting big eliminations down here. Quantize doing big things for his squad. Looking down the map right now, it does seem like Hunt Dog in that top 10. We got a Hunt Dog, we got a Levi Bear, we got all the normal suspects here. Pachu Me Too. I'm looking for, DP, okay, DPNG lasted a little longer
there we go.
The weeks prior.
Hey, those are the first steps to get up into that. Leviathan right there in that 13th spot. Juby
Shout out to him.
in 14th
If he had better internet, he'd be top 10 if you think about it.
Hey, that is true. You know what? If they're already top 13, I don't know how much better the internet they need.
True.
All they need is better aim.
Well, he's playing from that Valhalla.
That is true.
So they got the best of them here.
That's true.
Got some bangers in our ears right now.
Yeah, we got the bangers playing today. As we're going to be getting ready and getting into the battle bus of round number 2 momentarily. I know I am excited, and I love how much attention to detail that Fortnite has put in to these various different name locations, because there's even little Easter eggs where, hey, if you're going to be able to explore some of these broken TIE fighters, there may be a secret cave or something else that you're able to explore.
I was going to say with the bosses as well, you were talking about earlier, the bosses could, now that we actually can take lightsabers to certain people, maybe the bosses are in effect here.
Yeah, so if you're able to grab a lightsaber, bring it to General Grievous, grab yourself a mythic sniper rifle. That may be one of the strategies, because if you don't like the lightsaber, get something out of it. At least be able to know what's on the map and how to get yourself better loot a lot faster than just sitting around waiting for something to happen and then not grabbing eliminations.
Yeah, that's our first look at the list here. Baka taking our first place. Looks like they want to go into the game, and there we go. Karu taking down Keith Towers early.
Oh, no.
Not going to be happy about that one. He had such a good game 1. Game 2 is going to be maybe a eat round, a regather round here.
Jaden X on the screen. We saw them go down a little bit early as well. They're going to be able to grab those chests and try and figure out how to get yourself up to 100 shields, because especially this season, a little bit more difficult. But here you're going to see all of these splashes that you're going to be able to at least chop yourself up as best as you can. YMP going down to Wordy, and that's the word of the day, serving it up Gary's way. We got Hunter going to be able to find a lot of loot in this bush and pop these big shields, because really at the end of the day, like I said before, not having those ammo boxes on standby. DPG going down to difficult.
The list getting torn up right now. We saw a big shot at the list earlier, but everybody already mixing things up in our game 2 here.
Jaden X still going for those mats though, trying to just get themselves ready, because in this early game, really all it's about are rotations, going around, grabbing mats, grabbing better loot, and for the most part, it's kind of crazy how little loot matters in a sense, where you're just aiming for that pump shotgun and then go for mats and then try and find other competitors, not worrying about ammo, not worrying about all these different situations that you have to put yourself in.
Shield is the only thing that I really worry about. I mean, you can take somebody down with a pistol, right? So.
Yeah, it's really interesting how much they've changed this season and flipped it on its head, especially just with the weapons loadout in general. But Jaden X gonna have to pop that slap juice. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do it just yet. Pops that big shield, but remember, they are gonna drop him, and Jaden X goes down to Wordy. Wordy is going to have 2 so far with 35 competitors left.
Jaden was doing such a good job of continuing to get his build, swivel it into what he needed, but Wordy just takes out the bottom and he falls through right into the waking arms of Wordy's hands. So Synth's gonna take down Dubbread, and we're gonna see a lot of Wordy if I had to take a guess.
And we see a little bit of a Miku action. We already saw them. They went back into the item shop after 2 million years of not being in the item shop. But we're going over to Levi, doing some nice moves there. We got the Dune Spices. A little bit of a mix and match kind of season, but I'm still waiting for some Star Wars skins for the Star Wars seasons, guys. What are y'all doing?
Yeah, for real. I do feel like that has to be day one. I at least need. Did they ever put out that samurai Darth Vader?
They did, and that's actually one of the bosses you can fight, is the samurai Darth Vader skin rather than the regular Darth Vader skin. But we're gonna see Levi take a chance, and they land it. They better put their money all on red here, as they're gonna be able to drop down, go around, try to box them in, and control this entire fight. Levi going up to the top floor and just opens up a window of opportunity. Unfortunately, Chance says, no, I want to wall you out and do what I can, but what a shot landing there with the pump shotty.
I don't know if it's just the room they're in or what, but I can barely see, and he hits them with a 96 like it's nothing. However, retaliation comes his way, and Chance takes down Levi. They have the same kind of little emblem there too, so that might be homies. That was a good fight from both of them.
I don't know what happened. They just turned around for 2.5 seconds, and then they saw their back turned towards them and said, hey buddy, I'm right behind you, and just bop, done. Chance, who was actually the one who should have lost that fight, turns it around somehow.
Yeah, hit him with the Dawn.
Inferno Shock, though, gotta find some very lit inventory here, but they're trying to also figure out what weapons.
Are we testing?
They're testing.
I think the blue's better than the gray. I don't think you need to test that one. But
you don't know.
I might be bugging.
You might be bugging. Maybe the gray is better. You know what? It's I'm trying to think of something to say here. What makes gray good?
It's black and white mixed. Oh, Miku saving us here. Miku in the bathtub.
Miku with the bathtub with the rubber ducky, trying to observe it. That's actually the most Miku thing you can do.
I think about it.
Unironically,
that's what I do before I come cast.
Yeah, you know what? More power to you if you're entertained by the rubber ducky. Hey, points are just points.
You don't have a rubber ducky in your bathtub? No. What the? I'll get you one.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what? I knew I was missing something out of my life, and it was a rubber ducky in my bathtub.
Oh, 50 cal Hunter. He's not missing anything. Inferno Shark not ready for the fight, and he's going to find some gold.
Oh, we see that sniper rifle also on standby. Gonna Everyone has no clue about any of these weapons, and it's so funny to just see them just now experimenting because a lot of the competitors coming straight from work, they haven't had time to test out this new season. They just said, hey, I want to come down to the HyperX Arena and see Karo get eliminated by Zyphon.
Zyphon.
That was the word I was looking for.
But the X is the problem. I called him Xylophone. He had no problem with it.
Hey,
He's a good sport.
I'm cool with that too. You know what? That's their new name, Xylophone. That's it. Put it in the books.
Xylophone.
Riv Doggy though going to now run around, try to figure out what they got to do because
gotta reboot the homie.
It's not duos today just yet. I'm waiting for another duos tournament. That was one of those got to be coming up soon, right?
Oh yeah, hopefully. It is fun to see duos because a lot of our tournaments, I'm not gonna lie, won by Baka. So give Baka a teammate to run around with. Now we're talking.
Yeah, you know what? I have to put him on a leash.
Put him on Basketball Kids team. See if we can get Basketball Kid a dub here.
That would be kind of crazy. Just skill-based matchmaking right there. Brodo Baggins, though, going to be here. Going to be able to grab some more mats as well. Got to get their medal up, as we see Difficult doing right here, right now. Got that nice campfire song. Down around the campfire, singing our campfire song. RCAMPFIRESONG song.
Dang.
And if you think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. It'll help if you
I
just
got
sing.
this one. I decide and I will follow my heart. You know this one? It's the intro.
Huh?
Todoroki's intro.
You know that?
Nah, you know,
I was like,
a little bit.
oh, I didn't know you were a man of culture, Nick. Come on,
yeah.
My Hero culture.
I watched My Hero. Kazu in a bit of a pickle here. Gonna go left quickly. Leviathan does get a shot on him. Kazu has one shot and doesn't get it.
Leviathan, Valhalla Esports,
You heard
with
him.
the Kylo Ren skin. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, that's the truth. Leviathan doing an amazing job of not letting him build up quickly. Gets in that build and shuts him down like only a pouty son could.
Hey, you know what? Little did you know, Nick, if you put on a Star Wars skin during the Star Wars season, your damage goes up by 300%.
I saw it. I just witnessed it. Big shout to Leviathan. We had the video with him earlier, but yeah, showing up to the tournament and now being loud and proud out here.
Loud and proud is the way to be because we want to see these competitors get taken down no matter who you are. If you're a regular here, you are on the list of getting eliminated. But we're going to be seeing right now Code Wordy working their way up. Sees a little bit of a build here. Are they going to be taken up? They see a competitor side.
Rory not ready for it.
Here we go. One word, two words. The only word that matters is eliminated.
Yeah, that is the word of the day as well. Code Wordy sliding up into that build with very, very little resistance. Shout out to the resistance.
Hey, they're winning right now. That's all I'm saying.
It's my gang.
If you're being the aggressor in these different sort of build battles, you're going to be finding that if you're the aggressor and you're going into these fights, you will win them more times than not. But if you're being on the defensive side in these builds, it is a losing battle in my opinion. You are able to work it around, build battle it, box each other in, try to win that way. But if you're being the aggressor, you always can catch someone off guard. But we're going over to Mr. Sweaty Boy. Not looking too sweaty right now with 0 eliminations.
Yeah, I had the chance to talk to this guy on the way in. New competitor, hasn't been here before, but really looking to sink his teeth into some Fortnite action. Riker gonna get this heal off ever so slightly. Probably drop down into the build. Code Wordy though is not dropping anything. He drops the ball and Code Wordy finishes his sentence.
I swear we've dropped into Code Leoka with how much he's absolutely wrecking these bots. Oh no, they're real people.
These real
Nick.
guys.
But Brodo Baggins is gonna be here. They're really not searching.
Listen, I don't know if you've seen Amari up there, but Amari knows how to get his eliminations in this game. He just got snuck up on, so Baka gonna take down Moon, unfortunately.
Oh, Moon X, one of those competitors.
Is this
They
Repo?
know I was like, what? Oh,
OLE,
yeah, on a
OLEG,
mansion level.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're vibing.
Gonna see Zafu still at 0 eliminations. They have such a great loadout of sustain, healing, and otherwise, but they're not taking the opportunity to go in and go into these build battles just
yeah, it's
yet.
almost like he hasn't had to use it since you got mega high ground here. Looking at Baka, he is literally just an alien, just chilling on the
with
beach.
The tank top. I mean, I would love to be that too.
Bro got the tank top, chilling on the beach, not a worry in the world, already sitting in our first place if you just joined us.
Do you believe in aliens, Nick?
Yeah.
Really?
Gotta be.
Really?
Mathematically possible.
You know what? That's a fair argument.
You
Hey,
know?
the world, the galaxy is so big in a world far, far away.
If you're telling
Gotta
me,
be aliens
if you're
somewhere.
telling me there's so many worlds that there's another Nick that gets the cast with Pidgey, and I sit on that side.
You're actually writing my Pidgey in one universe.
Yes.
I'm no meta Nick.
Yes.
And that's how it works.
That's a vibe.
I'm sick of the multiverse, Nick. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Hopefully
with
they
you.
don't
The Disney, I hope
transfer.
you're not listening.
Hopefully they don't transfer the multiverse over to Star Wars, and we see it in a Marvel movie coming soon. But right now, Code Wordy trying to break into another one of these builds. I like him trying to get this corner pressure because you do see one of those corners is wood. Gets through.
Some staircases there and work their way up. Code Wordy holding up to the high ground, trying to just control the second level of this fight, but they're gonna find themselves getting blocked out as well. Beautiful defense from this arena account, but Gilbert Sight's gonna be on a receiving end of another build
Might be
battle fight.
Unger, right? We always talk about how Unger likes to steal it, but wow. Code Wordy makes it look easy, and then also off-screen SRW Wordy gonna take on Zyphon as well. So both the Wordies having a word with the other teams.
That's the way to do it. One elimination at a time. You're going to work your way up the leaderboard. Code Wordy just experimenting with some of these weapons. A lot of these competitors, like we said before, haven't even touched this season yet.
I like
work.
that we usually do these tournaments like right around the time of the update, literally the night after or the day of.
It's literally day of.
Yeah.
Got downtime last night, updating all the computers here today before everyone got here. It is something of a great thing from our TOs and everyone who works here, being able to work together and update all of the computers here at the HyperX Arena. Trust me, they know it when there's an update that comes out. They're like, all right, got to go one by one, updating every single computer. So got to shout out everyone who works here, really makes this tournament happen. But we're going over to Racer, and they're not racing anywhere. They're chilling.
No, what a name. Gonna go on board with Leviathan. Too much tree on that last one. Looks like they're gonna be building up a 2x2 here and just putting some extra help here. Possibly get those edits off, but they're looking up onto Unger, so that wasn't Unger earlier. Racer though, gets some shots. Gonna come down off the treehouse for a moment here.
Goes into the
Moldy
water.
cookies, get out of here.
Yeah, no, trust me, I know a thing or two about mold, and it is not a fun thing to look at all.
What you know about mold?
That my broccoli was not looking good today. I tried, I want to tell myself that it wasn't moldy, but it was getting there. Mr. Sweaty Boy is gonna be now finding himself, hopefully not into a moldy situation, because that's no fun to be a fun guy. But Mr. Sweaty Boy gonna find themselves some more tree branches to try and vote up some walls. Wordy's gonna be here trying to just find themselves in a good spot, as there's gonna be a whole party. There's a person across the map landing some shots on the Mr. Sweaty Boy, as well as two different competitors below him. So what do you do in this situation other than just wait for one person to start moving?
Well, if I know Baka, he would get sweaty right now. But Sweaty Boy, nothing on the board, needs to get active in this scenario. But you do see, I mean, just by looking at the mini map, just everybody stacked on top of each other. Difficult gonna take down Baka off screen.
Whoa!
Somebody's fired. Code Wordy kills Difficult after Baka goes down. Baka must have wanted to get a drink or something at the beautiful bar that we have.
Why are you not giving credit to Difficult, who might have just caught him off guard?
Yeah, I mean,
I need to see a replay, something. We're not going to be able to see that, unfortunately. But how does that happen? One of the competitors that's never been here ever takes down the #1 player in the house here today, and that's going to give so many many other opportunities, especially to someone like Swayze, who unfortunately just isn't using the My Hero powers. Come on, you got fire and ice. Make it work. Come on, buddy. We've seen what you've done in the finale already. Make it happen.
He doesn't have the gauntlet. Someone's like, spoilers, bro, you know what's going to happen in
Brother,
this.
he's got ice and fire on his head.
He's the best.
That is what
Oh,
it is
wait, he
all
knows
about.
he's there in the bush. And also, Wordy knows that Sweaty Boy's chilling in this bunker. This three-person play is going to get quickly shot up. And here comes Hunter to get into the box of Swayze. He's trying to get rid of all the possible scenarios where he goes down here, but it's starting to look grimmer and grimmer.
Grim Reaper's waiting on standby right now. We see him right outside this door, just like in Sims 4. Sets is going to try and pick up some more mats, even though they're all maxed out here. But remember, always being topped off is never a bad choice, especially when you have these huge sight lines like you're just seeing right here. Keeping yourself topped off is when you want to have these situations happen, where you're able to just throw down some walls, protect yourself as you're trying to make these rotations closer and closer into this next name location as we're going to.
Big shout out to our Valhalla Esports competitors. Just really trying to get this one in their favor today. They had a very good showing last week and the prior week to that, but right now getting called out and does not want to have to deal the damage. Here comes the Storm, and the Storm's name is Juby. Flies in and gets that one pretty easily.
Yeah, they're going to get sent back to Juvie, which is the loading screen. You'll be waiting there for a little bit as you think about your actions and what you did wrong. Sets, though, going to find a little bit of a nice sight line down into the lake.
You've been a great cop, Pidgey.
Bro, I've been teaching kids recently. Trust me.
You're a cop.
I'm learning a thing or two. I'm learning. Slowly but surely. Well, you know what? They're a handful.
Yeah.
Well,
you got the authority to cast this however you want.
Hey,
man.
I don't gotta look at anybody. I'm looking at a screen.
Yep.
Don't gotta stare them down and discipline anybody because I just hear my voice in your ears.
I'll tell you what, I'll be your partner because that means free donuts. So
Hey.
I'm in there.
You know what? I'm down for it. You know what? The free donuts for life. Say what?
Unger, a player that we saw in the past just do amazing things. I mean, it seemed like Unger was always just one step behind Baka.
Where have they been?
These coming weeks, man, it's been kind of nonchalant for him, and I'd like to see him kind of pop off in these tournaments in the coming weeks. Sean, another player that's had stellar starts to the tournament, kind of fizzles out towards the end. Code Wordy has been doing amazing today, has been breaking through build after build, trying to get materials to make himself, but now might have to play safe. I mean, you got 4 eliminations. What more could you want, you know?
Sean trying to put up as many brick walls
4
as they can.
players, 5 if you count Unger waiting in the wings.
And that's going to be a lot of mats being utilized even before the 6th storm. This is just not what you want to happen. This is not where you want to place yourself. This is an unideal situation through and through. If you want to rotate, if you're trying to get around, you have to be like Sean, utilizing so many mats to try and make something happen here. The bias is going to be on the red team again. Of nothing.
Star Wars buff.
Red accusations showing up right now. A fraud alert? No. Just being able to be goated.
He's a lot buffer than that, I feel like. But yeah, Star Wars buff gets Leviathan, and the Valhallan buff gets him over the top here. Racer racing into the zone right here.
Yeah, they have a little bit ways to go.
Oh, this boy's sleepy.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Oh, no. It's not.
They thought they'd be able to use the sprite to get into the air. It would be great if they added it, like, you know, in the storm. If
The
you get,
slow walk.
like you have Darth Vader right behind you, getting closer as your health bar gets lower.
Or the stormtrooper, or the
like the Imperial Army
yeah.
actually just marching towards you.
Just X-wings shooting you from making that noise.
Imagine when you die, it's like execute order
Yes.
66. And then you just get lasered down when you... Oh, come on, Fortnite. What are y'all doing?
That is what Baka's doing here today anyways, but not in this game. Already taken out, and we're going to have to find a new victor. There's 10 points on the board for first place, and he's 10 points up. So someone with some eliminations really could put a dent into this leaderboard right now.
Mickey trying to just break down some mats, and remember, resource draining is the name of the game. But if you're not gonna be able to blame anyone else, you're trying to see Unger build up so many walls and survive. Their shields are looking low. Code Wordy has heard the code word of, hey, Baka being gone, let's just keep pushing.
And there we go.
Doing it again and again and again. Hunter going down to Juby. Actually, the Storm. Juby just set it all in motion.
Crazy
but
scenario.
Code Wordy at 5 eliminations so far in this round. Leviathan at 2.
Look at how many players
right
stacked on top of each other. 11 players, and nobody's really pushing the fights right now. Baka's down, and Mike taking a nice shots off the top at Brodo.
It's gone to the Storm. Leviathan will be able to grab one off of that.
Yeah, it does seem like the Storm getting an awful lot of presence here in this games today.
Yeah, you know what? It might be Christmas with how many competitors are just getting eaten up by that Storm. We're in Vegas. There's all-you-can-eat buffets, and if you want to find some, it's in the Storm.
Yeah.
Leviathan now trying to light up their little hidey hole there. Understandable, been doing a Minecraft playthrough, been there, done that. Having to just light up any which way, trying to protect yourself from all the enemies around. But we got Mickey and Poncho on the screen right now, going up and building up.
You obviously don't want to go down to the Storm, but what it does do for you is keep some of those stuff that you had from, you know, the fight, your guns, you know, we saw earlier. All that stuff stays in the Storm. So unless they're gonna go back and go get it and take the damage, your stuff is safe. Zafu on the high ground. This is his round to win, if you ask me.
Sense and Wordy gonna bring us down to 8 competitors. Both of them being able to find something, and Leviathan just being on the receiving end of someone just doing a little bit of a, you know what, Taurus walkthrough there, but Wordy going to find a little bit of damage there as well.
Zafu trying to do the Baka right now, high ground and take some stats away from these players, but you got to do it with the right kind of gusto. You need to build up and have that confidence that we talked about earlier.
We'll see what Wordy can do in these final moments. They've been doing work, but Quantai's here. Also, at 0 eliminations, all of these competitors that we've known and know that they can compete and grab these easy eliminations are not doing it. They're just trying to salvage and survive and get the placement
points. Faced with a journey, will he take it? Gonna put that brick square box, but isn't gonna be enough to keep him alive through the Storm. No, he's gonna run out. Hopefully someone doesn't see him. He does a great job of traversing the landscape without taking too much damage. I would like to see him get this heal off, but he's gonna drop that player right in front of him. Amazing job, takes down Wordy.
Beautiful work. Brodo Baggins is not going down without a fight, as we know them all do in those in the Lord of the Rings trilogies. Yeah, in those trilogies. As we now see Brodo Baggins going to get shot from the side. Doesn't have many shields left to keep themselves topped off, but Zafu is actually in the best spot possible.
Yeah.
We've seen it time and time again. Anakin, I have the high ground. Brodo Baggins is looking low, but Mickey going down to Wordy. Wordy is just stacking up the elims before they go down. Poncho grabbing one on the Brodo Baggins, but now you're seeing the circle going down the mountain. Zafu has to jump down and put down some more mats.
Reposition there from Zafu, but all these players stacked on top. He's going to continue to try to antagonize him, but he's going to have to hit his shots because the only players that know where he is are Go Wordy and Quantize. Poncho Mitu starting to get online.
Yeah, grabbing some more mats, trying to keep themselves as safe as they can as they have to go around this building and put down said mats that they just were able to grab. Code Witty throwing down those sprites, and now from the top ropes, to say the least, Zafu trying to put down some damage.
He does it, Code Wordy, not enough mats to try to contest at the moment. And now everybody's shooting down at Zafu. He's gonna wait a second and see if he can get blessed by the Storm here, but he gets one to go his way. Let's see the reposition if it comes out here. He's outside the Storm. It's so, I mean, he's got the health to do it, but
Code Wordy,
everybody's outside the Storm.
They are. They're gonna go for the
Zafu's
1v1,
dead.
but it's looking like the Storm is gonna take out Zafu.
Oh!
I was mistaken.
Zafu just starts chugging the chug jug, and guess what? Even if you're not, I mean, you're at the HyperX Arena, you chug the chug jug, you get yourself a W. Zafu wins.
I can't believe it. We saw their health bars. All they had to do, code wordy, the code word is wait. And they did it. They go up thinking that they have the sustain, and they go right up in the high ground. Once again, succeeds. Boom! One shot, one opportunity, and Zafu will be going into the next round with that one elimination, but a whole victory royale in the pocket and going forward from there.
Gonna get 10 extra points for getting that last kill as well as the ones he was able to secure before the end. Beautiful stuff from Zafu. Luke Skywalker, the force is in you, bud. Keep trying to push through. I think Baka's still in first place, though, even though it goes out a little earlier. But
I mean, it's only a 10-point lead. We've seen those get decimated in a single round.
Zafu's first round wasn't really nothing to shake at. So.
No, that got eliminated at that 14th spot last round. So trying to figure out where you're going to be placed here, especially only grabbing one elimination. Don't want to take away anything that they were able to do in those final moments.
You didn't get that last guy?
He did get the last guy, but it looked like oh yeah, he had 2. So I'm only having 2 eliminations, which 2 better than 1.
Yes.
Still, you got to think about, hey, what can I do early game? Where can I find these
Baka's not
pickups?
going to slow down. He's going to
keep chugging along and keep grabbing these early eliminations where some of these competitors might have not been farming, don't have shields, don't have heals, but all of these competitors, I would like to say, have kind of figured out how to get to these locations that give them the start so that they can immediately start rotating and grabbing picks at every single location.
Yeah, haven't seen too much of the bosses, so right now kind of out there in my head, but does seem like we want to, I don't know, man, high ground still being king. And
I thought it wasn't going to be for a second with Zafu just staying up there. Their health bar, tick, 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 boom. And then the epic reveal of Baka hiding behind a wall, but also the reveal of what the scores are looking like after round number 2.
Okay.
Nick, what happened?
Yeah, so Zafu wins that and gets himself onto the top 10 spot, sitting in 6th.
Wow.
But Baka,
look at that,
going down early and still sitting in first place. Gotta give him a shout out for that.
45, 40, 36, 35, 35, 35. All of these competitors neck and neck in this tournament so far, going into round number 3.
Could have been an auctioneer too. It could have been a cop auctioneer. They got that.
Hey, you know
you
what?
could have done anything. Matter of fact, you're
matter
of fact, you're an actor. True. You still can do anything. Look at that. Hunt Dog sitting there at the top 10 spot.
Oh, look at that. Hunt Dog also 26, 26, 26, 26. 4 players in that top 10 spot, and Trustworthy right behind there in 14th place. Juby right there. Keep Towers Gaming, Levi Bear, Difficult twice, and Mickey all rounding us out really at the break of getting in the money right now.
Shout out to the Wordies, man. You can see Trustworthy knocking on the door of 10th place right there with 25, and then Code Wordy as well sitting in 4th. Difficult just takes down our best competitor and is just still in that top 20 somehow. But at least we gave him 2 spots.
Hey,
you know,
2 spots are better than 1. Double the money, am I right? You know what?
Yeah.
I'm joking. But that is an
double the money from 18 and 19. That's gonna be 0, but that's 0 times 10.
Yep. Thank you for picking up what I'm throwing down.
I got you, buddy. That's my only job, I think.
Oh man! But what a lineup of scores when even going into the top 10. Anyone can still get in the money right here, right now. You have one good game. You have one good top 5 finish.
You can see that with Zafu, right? Like Zafu has a pretty
skyrocketed up to
pretty
35
minuscule,
points.
and now he's at now he's at 35, really ready to knock on the door of this top 10. So. Keith Towers Gaming as well, sitting with the 16 points, only 3.3 eliminations away from finding that top 10 as well. So
ridiculous lineup going into this 3rd round. You're seeing a lot of these competitors not really getting any sort of a lead going on, primarily when it comes down to trying to figure out what's working, what's not working, how to utilize these weapons.
That was funny. We literally saw them pull out the sniper like, do I want this?
Do I? And then trying to look down the scope and being like, do I like this?
Do I got this?
No, you do not. When there's a bunch of walls in front of you, the sniper rifle is not going through. to the competitors. But going forward from here, you have to figure out the strategy, find what's working, get rid of what's not working, and prioritize those different moments. And right now, what we're seeing, what we're doing, is just realizing that all of these competitors still trying to figure out what Star Wars even is and trying to figure out what they want to do.
That's true, man. Probably not a lot of them seen the movie, right? So probably seen
crazy
some.
how we can think about that.
Maybe they saw the Clone Wars. Who knows? But either way,
I still haven't seen the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah.
I still need to get caught
That's
up.
fire,
It's like over
bro.
100
That's a
episodes.
Good
though.
watch, bro.
I've heard it's like actually fire, which I loved. Like there was that Clone Wars movie that came out. I watched that on rewatch all the time, but unfortunately, I just never got into. The one thing that I didn't like about the TV show was how thin the lightsabers were. They were like little toothpicks. And I hated that. So whenever it came on like Cartoon Network, I couldn't watch it because I just hated how thin the lightsabers were. And they were just like, am I wrong? They just looked like little tiny knives.
In real life, they're pretty thin.
That's what, no.
Well,
They got like an episode.
I'm talking about in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use thin ones.
Yeah.
But then
but
then they make them all.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you compare the episode 3s, it just annoyed me so much where I didn't want to watch the clip. But I've heard it's amazing. If you haven't already, go check it out.
We got 3 rounds left in our tournament today. We still have yet to see us a fight with them.
No lightsaber fight.
No
Why would you
lightsaber
remind me,
fight.
Nick?
Yeah. So we got 3 rounds to possibly see a lightsaber fight. My money is on Baka to maybe make it happen for us here, but. You know,
I'm telling you, we got to put forward a rule toward its entire Star Wars seasons. It's legally obligated now.
Drop your weapons and get to swinging.
That's what I'm saying. If it's 1v1, you both have lightsabers, you have to do it, or you get
eliminated.
Banned. No,
I'll rock with you.
I'm just saying, we got to see the Star Wars fights one way or another. If we don't see a lightsaber fight today, I will be very sad.
Shout out to the Gears of War 3 chainsaw battles that you could have.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool if they implemented that. Shout out to Epic Games.
That would be actually so cool. Imagine like a quick time event thing that you could do if you both clash a lightsaber. Come on, Epic Games. We're throwing the ideas out to you.
I mean, I haven't heard the word Star Wars in a while. We've been saying I have the high ground for about
a long
5
time.
weeks. They might be watching, bro. And if you're watching Epic, look, you can have the ideas. Just make sure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to credit where credit is due.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's not lightsabers or Gears of War. It's Pidgey, no Meta Nick.
There you go.
But going forward, we're kind of seeing where competitors are ending up.
Your skin would be so fire. We would actually have the greatest skins, bro.
What would be your skin? What are you thinking?
Just some of this. I actually would just look like Silent Bob that they just put in Call of Duty. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
We're just
see
Jay
that.
and Silent Bob. If you think about it.
I did not see that. I am sorry. I'm gonna. Going forward, though, we are getting ready and getting all these competitors into the 3rd round, already running into it, trying to waste no time or ice anyone out because there are no ice gloves in the game.
True.
But we do have a little bit of Star Wars and a lot of bit of action. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry for going dark side on you earlier, but I only got one side.
Oh.
But
you would go dark side?
Yeah.
You're not a light side?
Nah.
Why not?
I'm part of the resistance.
Why would you want to do that? Have you seen Palpatine, how ugly he is?
Yeah.
That's your leader?
But
that's your leader?
He'd be alive.
Somehow. We got into the 3rd round of Friday Frags. Don't know how it happened. The writing is not in the books because they did not have those sequels planned out at all. Unger, though, gonna look into these chests and see if the cards are in their favor, and they do grab a little bit of something and a little bit of that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Unger, like I said earlier, man, it's been nice to watch him in the back in the day, but he's been coming up short. I don't know if he's taking it less serious or what he's kind of going for here, but for me,
hey, taking it seriously enough to put on those superhero skins and try their best
sweating
to blend
enough
into.
with the skin at least, right?
I don't remember that character from Star Wars, but Basketball Kid, finally! That's what I'm talking about.
This is
the combo wombo combination. They were listening to you. Clone Wars era combo. Oh my goodness.
Shout outs, man. Shout out Basketball Kid and shout out Basketball Kid's dad. I say it week in and week out, man. If I could come down here with my dad
and have matching Fortnite skins,
Fortnite
bro.
skins. Shoot.
How does it get better than that?
It doesn't, man. The cool thing is they have in practice buddies. They can just practice versus each other. So when they go home.
I love it. There's a lot of competitors even tomorrow at the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Tournament. Remember, Speedway is happening. If you haven't already, be a part of the competitive Mario Kart community, Mario Kart World. Literally almost a month out. So you want to get your wheels turning and be a part of that amazing community. Everyone is super, super nice. And truly, there's still so much money to be had in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with a bunch of tournaments coming up. So get your feet wet and get it going tomorrow, same exact time. If you want to be here, we'd love to have you for that tournament. But
it's just good too with the new one coming out. You can kind of get a little bit of taste of what the pros are thinking about it, and maybe make a friend. Maybe take that friend. Maybe play the new game with them. Put the cam on.
All right,
have a
don't
good old
talk
time.
too far there, buddy. Making me a little bit sad. I don't got no one to play with in that new game. But we got one of the arena accounts just maneuvering themselves. Got the jet engines.
Hey, I see those gears turning. I see those gears turning.
I'm getting dizzy just looking at these jet engines right now. I don't know what's going on.
This is good. Shout out to our HyperX headphones, using the headphones to make sure that they are not getting tackled up here.
Mr. Sweaty Boy, living up to the name, another superhero skin with the gray. I don't remember that character from Star Wars, though. You know them?
It was
Gray
in the background, yeah.
And here we go. We got Zolobot going for one of the lightsabers here today. Gonna be able to grab
Shout out to our observer, man. That was epic.
And Hunter is going to become the Hunty code word. Not going to let anyone go down without a fight. Hunter now trying to hold on for dear life, but they have to lay down so many brick walls. But the word is the big bad wolf, and it's going to take down Hunter at 38 players. An unfortunate third round.
You could see Code Wordy make a huge play there. He saw the bubble shield go up. He shoots the floor out. With that comes the bubble shield. And like you said, just a wolf against the dog there. Hunt Dog goes down, and his score is going to reflect that, I'm pretty sure, going into the next one. Code Wordy, definitely one to look out for. He looks like he is primed and ready, and looks like he had a little bit of practice. We'll have to ask him.
We'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to hear from some of these competitors here today. But Poncho going to now try to see what's inside the vending machine. It's nothing. It was sold out, unfortunately, and not unkept. But Poncho going forward. DPG gonna go down to their own son, the 1v1.
Wait, I got a line for this. What is it? Luke, I killed my father. What is it? So close.
You're getting there, don't worry. And we got the Crocs on, and we actually have Baby Yoda Crocs coming into the game eventually, which is crazy.
Is that Groot?
That's Groot with the Crocs. Isn't that crazy? Is that Groot?
Yeah. Man, nothing like a good time coming down here to HyperX Arena.
Anymore, Nick?
I don't know. Hey, it's owned by Disney, I know that.
$8 for some virtual Crocs, and I love it.
I love it.
If they were $5, I'd love it even more. But Basketball Kids trying to
You can put it on anybody. You can put it on young Anakin here.
Yeah, imagine young Anakin with the baby Crocs. That's just the Jedi way.
Standing on lava. Keith Tower is going to take down Inferno Shark. Oh, man, this one has been fun, to say the least, man. I like the addition of the blasters, taking away the ammo, making Matt's the main concern here today. Wordy, trustworthy. Baka gonna get Leviathan. Says, cool interview, bro. My interview was last week.
And now breaking off these rooftops, gonna be able to find the roof that they need. And this does not look like a contracting job that Unger wants to be a part of. This is gonna take a little bit of damage from Wordy there, not Code Wordy, but Wordy gonna be able to find at least a little bit of damage.
Here. Yeah, trustworthy on the other one. So
Unger going through these walls, going down the mansion, trying to find some
health, shields,
loot to turn into cash, which is cash is shields. Jaden X now just observing the fight from the great outdoors, saying y'all can have fun in there, have a great time.
Yeah, it does seem like that a lot of the times, that you can just kind of wait, but you could could see that build. He wasn't really covered, so anybody could just be watching him from a eye. And with the snipers being added to the game, you gotta cover your buns.
Yeah, you gotta do it. If the storm is not covering your buns, you gotta do it yourself. It's Jaden X. Somehow, some way, going to die to fall damage as Basketball Kid now trying to creep around these corners, but unfortunately, they're not looking too green themselves. Keith Towers going to take down Basketball Kid. What a move there, just jumping right through the window to the wall and taking them down. Back to the lobby screen they go. We're going over to Unger. Gonna try and grab that jump shot. Unfortunately, not gonna land it. Trying to break down these walls and claim it as fast as they can. Unger going up to the high ground. Got that superhero skin. Are they blending into the walls though? And lands that little bit of damage there. Where he got one opportunity and it goes out the window to the wall. Once again, Unger gonna find their first elimination probably of this entire tournament, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, Unger starting to heat up here is a good thing. If all we have to do is talk a little smack and he gets the shooting, that's what I like to see, getting him on the board there, and takes down one of the wordies, but I believe there's another one on site ready to go. YMP. Haven't seen too much from him today, but there's that weird name in second place. Who is that?
And now we're going to be
Racer X.
Code Wordy going over to them now, and as we slow down going into this third storm, we have to realize that loot really isn't as important as it once was, because like you're seeing green, blue,
Yeah.
you got to kind of just live with what the game gives you and
a lot of people are
what you
getting
can.
golds just dropped on top of them too, like just finding them in random places where players have gone down. So Levi taking the elusive route here.
And a lot of competitors do check these bushes. If you are trying to just set up camp here, it's better to just build it out, put down some walls,
At least cover yourself.
and to be able to protect yourself and do what you can. But Levi now gonna get absolutely pushed in. They're gonna try and do what they can to build themselves up a nice little tower there. Amari in my Rari going to see their Rari take a little bit of damage as they try to pop that small shield. Not going to be able to get off in time. Those brick walls are getting humped and pumped and pushed down. Ooh. Levi, beautiful land shot there. Shields are down, but Amari trying to pop any small shield. Every time they try to, they cancel it before it goes through. And now Levi.
Look at that. He even goes the extra mile to make some more walls, but he still can't pop that shield.
They cannot. Levi now jumping up to the top and takes a very devastating blow. Their shields are going to be gone now, and now they're going to play it a lot more safe. Pumping one, popping two. And that's going to still have Levi in the advantage, but they're not. But they got to go for it.
Hey,
they got to
once
go
you
for
pop,
it.
you can't stop, and he's going to get a good 50-50 on hopefully enough here in this fight, as they did build up pretty far, so you got to be careful. Don't want to take an errant fall off of the side of this building. Does seem Levi wants to sneak into this build, but Amari so quick with it. You can see him just hitting this diagonal swivel on it, and now it's all breaking down. I don't know if he's gonna make it. The rubber meets the road, and Unger takes down the whole build.
What? Both of them are going down. And Unger's gonna
to Unger as well. Unger is the one that gets the eliminations, because I guess he's the one that takes down the build. So insane play there from Unger. And
you would think that no damage was being brought out or taken so that it would have gone to those two competitors. But no, Unger being the catalyst of breaking the build, and both of them just going so high up in the air, and they had nothing to cushion their fall. That is a crazy double elim.
That's a masterful way to third party. We've seen other third parties in the past where maybe you're taking some shots here and maybe you snipe them.
Yeah.
But that is the way to do it, man. Get into the build, sneak in, and do damage.
Nick,
yeah.
You're telling me this is the way?
This is the way.
Oh, that is not the way. Moon X wants to go down to the lobby screen there. Chance is going to be able to grab one for this round. Beautiful work. Gonna now reap the rewards of health packs and med kits. There's no more ammo that you need to grab.
Takes his chance there and ends up with one elimination. A lot of these players just looking for one on the board here, and it's been far and few between finding eliminations outside of that top 10 or that top 20.
Let's see if the top 20 is going to be some people saving graces. Like we said before, you still have to grab eliminations. Most of these top players in that top 10 are not just going for those placements.
Chance needs to find the back to the shirt, and this is how you do it right here. This is how you make moldy cookies right here. You put them in your attic, and they get moldy within 2-3 days.
Yeah, remember to keep the lid open. If you let all that air in, so that's what it makes it all start.
That's what should make the moldy cookies. Code Wordy gonna take down Unger. Unger gets 2 great eliminations, but then Code Wordy says, you're not doing that to my build, and shuts him down. As you see, this was a bit of a scuffle here in this edited build.
Hey, those are 2 triangles. You know what they say about triangles.
They're infinite. They go on forever. They're cute.
Hey, there you go. That's what I was going for. I was like, he's going down a road, an infinite road of wrong answers, but he got there.
They're cute.
But Chronic Baka going to now find another competitor. Remember, they got turned against. When it came down to it, that submachine gun just absolutely shreds. He's what he wants, but Brodo Baggins opens up a window and says, hey, this is Area 51. You're not supposed to be here. Bang!
Yeah.
You're done.
That's exactly what will happen to you if you try that.
So don't do it. They already tried it once, and it was an event. You know what's crazy? I'd say a lot of people don't even remember that happening.
No, yeah. I mean,
it was just
nothing really happened.
Yeah, they just Naruto ran around the entire area.
Yeah, they're crazy for that. Difficult trying to get into the zone. Hopefully that's not too difficult for him here. He has the Sprite, he has some health packs, but he's in the sky, can't really heal. Might have to take a second look at that. And the SLA port.
This is not ideal at all.
Yeah, getting the ground broken down, taking shots. He doesn't want to take any of that. He doesn't have too much materials or heals or shields to be doing all this, but it's not doomsday just yet as he flies away and hopefully can find a place to chill.
Yeah, really unfortunate misplay there to have all of that just happen, getting stuck on the side of the mountain, having to waste so many mats, and just getting blasted, pun intended, from across the map. Now going to be able to at least go for more loot that you already had in your inventory. Zolobot now going once again into the bush strategy.
I mean, if they're listening to us and they're watching, they know a lot of people like to hide in these bushes. One of these days,
they've already seen
one of these days, they're just gonna start lighting the bushes on fire or
they
something.
Already know that. And I don't love that pistol at all, and you're already gonna be seeing it get swapped right back. A lot of these weapons, the accuracy.
Neither does the Stormtroopers, man.
No, they do not.
They got the same problems we got.
You saw that Mandalorian Season 2 ending. They just be shooting a rock and try and missing 24/7. But it's actually a blaster issue, not a Stormtrooper issue. That was just confirmed.
They are trained. They are trained.
They are trained from birth. Though those are clone troopers. But we got Riker here today. Got that Sith sword going forward. Gonna go over to Sean. Got a nice little loadout there. I would pop one of those splashes at least and try and get yourself topped off as best as you can, because you would just be kicking yourself in the back if you're not going to be able to pop those heals before you drop down.
Peeps Juby kind of chilling here. As the edit comes out, he gets his toes for a little bit of damage, but now Juby on the team run. Great job there by Sean to be inquisitive of the situation, but here comes Juby building up into a zone. Oh, he got him.
Not just yet. Sean
response.
now has to go and pop these small shields. They're both going to at least get a little bit of a reset going on right here, right now. But Sean still having the advantage. Pops 2 going to try and push their advantage.
He's got to push the advantage here. He's all the way up. Here comes the heal, though, from Juby. And it might be a problem, but the entire pellet zone just all over Juby there, and Sean is going to take the victory there. Like I said, great job by Sean to just be vigilant. That was a 1-by-1, could have been nothing, but he thinks there's a player in it. He walks up to it and quickly gets himself into a fight.
Yeah.
And wins it.
I think it kind of had Juby freaking out a little bit, opening the window, going and closing the window, but it just allowed for that other competitor to come in and just
I like how fast
them.
He got to the heals as well. So quickly getting to the heals before gave him an extra step in the fight, and that's what's going to net him at least 1 point there.
An extra layer of security is never a bad thing at all, because going into these fights, we've seen it get turned around in a matter of seconds. So if you're not able to I would say try to pop those small shields. We just saw previously as well, one of these competitors not able to pop those small shields. You gotta let it go through and just trust that they're not gonna break down these bricks so fast where you're not gonna be able to pop something.
It's all or nothing either way, right? When it comes to your health bar. So just pop them and hopefully you're in the right spot. Difficult. Trying to take a look at Mean Collage here. He does get one grenade to go his way, but now that's gonna start the food fight. Difficult. Wants to get this wall taken down and does. Here comes more walls from Collage. How mean can you be?
How mean is breaking down the home that you spent all this time trying to build, and that's not a very nice thing to do.
Karu finds moldy cookies in the attic.
We're down to 21 competitors left. Going into this third round, it has been a little bit slower of a game just because these competitors have been a little bit more stressed, especially with how close this scoreboard was. We already broke it down in the pregame, but now this storm going all the way across the map.
Yeah.
A lot of these competitors got to start prioritizing that, as Mean College is going to get an F on their report card. Unfortunate for them, they are going to be going back to the lobby screen a little bit sad and with no free donuts.
Yeah, there's donuts? You guys are getting paid?
Yeah, did you not? I think they lowered it down to even B's, where if you get like a B on a report card, you get free donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Back in my day, it was pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, they've downgraded us.
Yeah. Donuts sound better.
Really? You like donuts more than pizza?
Either way, we're getting the dough, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like, I don't know. That's a hard question, bro. I think I do.
If you were to ask me my favorite dessert kind of thing going on, as we see the sweet desserts getting served up, which might be one elimination, throwing down that Sprite. They're going to be able to pop themselves and put themselves back up as this storm still not doing a ton of damage just yet, but Difficult is put themselves in a really
this is
unfortunate position as they're going to be able to pick up those med kits and just top themselves off and keep themselves topped off as they're trying to just manipulate and put down whatever they want to do.
I don't like this. I feel stuck. I feel claustrophobic, but Difficult finding his way through it ever so slightly.
You spoke too soon. They just dropped down into
I feel like I'm lost.
Trap. This is the plot twist of the century where they're going to get taken down by their own.
He's too far, in my opinion, in ASL. Just looking for the one elimination that comes with it. Hopefully he has enough to stay. They're really pushing it, if you ask me.
They should be pushing the storm because look how far away it is. You're not even wrong. Now, Difficult is not going to be able to transfer their way. And the ticks are coming out. That absolute damage. The 6 tick is just showing so much damage right now as they're going to be able to have that Chug Jug on standby, but none of it's going to be left by the time they get in the storm.
Sweaty Boy locking in, and he's going to go down. Yeah, Difficult. And, you know,
the arena account got the elimination,
That hurts. But, we saw that kind of going into the, because we get to see the map.
Yeah.
You really got to be mindful of that. I mean, that was a huge push, and you called it out. But, when you're in a spot and you're in even a fight like that you think you're in a huge build battle, you take 1 second, it just goes the way. Baka going to take down Keith Towers, unfortunately for him.
But also you have to keep track of what storm you're on. We just went to that 7th storm.
Yeah,
and then that 6 tick just went boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
and eliminated their health bars. They thought they had enough sustain with the Chug Jug, but unfortunately you gotta walk a lot slower.
The worst part of that is what you said at the end. It actually does go to the ESA account.
Yeah, all that work, all that effort for you just standing there and you get eliminated at the storm and the other person actually grabs the elimination you were aiming for. But Racer trying to just run away from all of these laser blasts. Quantai is going to be able to grab these rocks and put their mats a little bit higher.
A huge amount of players not making it into this 7th circle yet, and a lot of them still looking for players outside of it. Means in 40 seconds, all these players are going to have to be in this.
Oh, beautiful shot. If they had that sniper rifle out, they used the assault rifle instead. That would have been not dead, but a lot more damage being put out as they were just directly lined up with those crosshairs. Rip Doggy, though, going to be here. Going to have that assault
Nobody's really dead
in
in this show anyways. We just lose arms and legs.
Yeah, and even then, if they do lose their arms and legs, they can just put a new one. You can just get a new one. It doesn't even matter.
Hey,
if you get stabbed in the stomach, it doesn't matter. You can get a new one.
The future's looking bright for us here in the health department, but right now Rip Doggy trying to walk in. Kazu gonna take down Dovebread. Dovebread living a lot longer than he has been in those last 2 rounds Big shout out to him for that. Gonna line up here. Where's he gonna go? Opens up the dough. Maybe no.
YMP trying to find this Chug Jug into Slurp.
He broke his ankles.
Yeah, Ripdog, he tried to go off the side thinking that they had the opportunity. Unfortunately, still sticking to that high ground. Kazu going forward. Gonna try and find what they can. Quantize taking down Racer, and YMP right on the back of that Storm has those 2 Chug Jugs if they wanted to. Just pop those, get yourself back up to full health, and then go for the fight. But the Storm is moving, and that's gonna be a lot of damage. 8 tick coming out here today as YMP just gets rived as they're gonna see themselves go down. 11 players left. Kazu seeing multiple competitors across the way, trying to find what they want to fight and what they don't. Trying to keep themselves hidden for the time being. Sean also throwing down that Sprite. Karu, only 1 elimination on the board right now, but has a great set of loadouts. Sustain is there and trying to get that zone advantage.
Yeah, welcome to the jungle, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be chilling in the forest for this final circle. The magic mosses are going to be our final resting place here as Ripdoggy, Sean, Baka, all these players are gonna have to rely on the amount of builds and materials that they've gathered throughout this match. Looks like we're gonna go ahead on board with Baka here as he is in a fight to remember everything getting blown up around him.
Baka just doing what Baka does best, blocking in and boxing in the competition. You're just tuned in to Championship Boxing as Baka's just going to be able to throw down wall after wall after wall, pops that Chug Jug, and going to be able to top themselves back off as this Storm is moving and grooving and going forward and going to be pushing all of these competitors even closer together, and these rotations are going to matter the most right here. Going into this next Storm, 10 players into a tiny circle. Who's coming out on top? It's Baka so far, taking down Sean.
Yeah, find Sean in that build, and you said it perfectly, man. Championship Boxing just boxes him in and finds that elimination. Zafu going on a bit of a run here, but trying to keep it safe. You can see head on a swivel, finds out where the shots are coming from on the build, and then keeps his eye on the prize. Quantize as well, trying to find it, but Chance and a couple other players, Ripdoggy, all having to come off of that top build into what is looking like a little bit of a swamp situation, Pidgey.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate having that water right in between. They're going to have to build themselves up or get stuck in the water, and you know what happens when you're stuck in that water. You can't swim. Yeah. It's going to find yourself back in the lobby screen. Ripdoggy though going to be being in a dream. Kazu being there along with Zafu, grabbing those 2 and bringing us to a top 6 situation. And guess what? One of these competitors, Karu, going to be going up to the top floor, but gets shot down as they're going to try and jump towards another build. Chronic Baka also going to be in a pretty rough position as they try to find that high ground, but fortunately enough, this round, it's being contested. Zafu is now going along with them and trying to keep this battlefield even.
Yeah, and you can see he's running out of materials as well, so feeling confident in the maneuver there, but just doesn't have enough to continue to try to put a block here or there. Karu goes down from Baka, and they're gonna kill each other? No.
I didn't get to see. I closed my eyes.
So they traded, which is insane. I don't even know if you could do.
Yeah, you can absolutely trade an elimination.
Kazu gonna go down to Zafu in the Storm.
And now we're gonna get caught off guard. Quantize going for it and grabs it. It's gonna be a 1v1 between Code Wordy and Quantize. These 2 competitors, they are juggernauts in their own right.
This is some serious high ground though. Code Wordy knows what he's doing here. He's gonna make the right play.
Once again, breaking those shields, what they do best. Code Wordy with those 3 eliminations. They're already used to it. Make it 4. Code Wordy grabbing round 3's victory royale.
I wasn't able to see where Zafu went in that mix, but man, the Baka trade, Jar Jar-esque for sure.
Dark Jar Jar situation. You never saw it coming unless you looked them right in the eyes and said, boom, boom. Trading the eliminations is crazy. That happens all the time online, but here at the arena, we really just never see that happen.
Yeah,
it's
on
insane.
LAN is crazy. On LAN is wild, man. Listen, HyperX Arena, it has been an awesome time. We are three rounds?
2 rounds.
2 rounds?
2 rounds.
2 rounds down and
No, 3 rounds down.
3 rounds down and more to
I
come.
thought you said 2 rounds to go. You're misleading me,
Right.
Nick.
Oh, I see. To go.
Yeah, that's right.
We got 2 rounds to go, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with us. We'll be right back with more frags here at the HyperX Arena. Stay tuned. welcome back to Frags featuring Fortnite here at the HyperX Arena. We are having an amazing time. 3 games down and 2 to go. I am No Meta Nick, and this is Riding My Pidgey, and we are really excited to bring you more action featuring Fortnite here.
But what is your favorite Fortnite skin, Nick? Because you don't got anything on right now.
Fortnite skin?
Yeah, I got my favorite Fortnite.
They got a HyperX skin. Do they have a Scores skin?
Oh, that's our favorite skin, and this is looking kind of crazy. I would pay $20 to afford this kind of scoreboard.
Quantize, just one. I ran into him on the way up here. Just 1 point away from second place and only 4th place. Baka keeping it close this time.
Yeah, 68, 64, 63, 55, 51 going down the line. Holding down the line is Brody in that 10th place spot. Amari in Marari there with 33 points. Keith Towers right behind him with 32 and going down from there. So many competitors are still on the brink of getting in the money and just breaking through that floor. But once you break through that floor, what's next? You got the ceiling, which is being held down by that Astro. 42 points in 8th
Shout out
place.
to Zafu and Brody's mother. I believe they're here today.
Hey.
4th place and 10th place. Not bad. Not bad for birthing 2 goats.
Hey, I mean, honestly, 13 points away from first. That's not an impossibility to happen, especially if Baka has one more bad game and trades before they're able to get that victory royale. We could see their point total be stagnant at
This is
68
definitely the
points.
time to lock in. We've talked about times before, you know, what's a good round to pop off in. We've talked about, you know, the last one, but there's 2 more
The
rounds.
Rosie.
Yeah.
Ring round. Right, get it?
Ring
which round is it good to
It's
block?
all going to come around here, ladies and gentlemen, here in a moment as we got 2 rounds that are ringing the bell. Hopefully, we do see some switch up, though, because it would be crazy to see Baka off his throne.
Yeah, maybe we'll even switch to
Switch to
another Victory Royale competitor. And you know what's crazy? It's going to be a limit test to see how Fortnite runs on the Switch 2. It runs.
I think it's going to be fire.
It runs pretty rough on the Steam Deck, pretty rough on the Switch, extremely rough on the Switch. Let me not get it twisted.
Yeah.
So Switch 2 competitors might be coming down here. Hey, can I plug in my Switch?
Yeah, it might be looking good.
Imagine. But we are going to be seeing a lot of these competitors really feel a little bit more eager because now that we have that scoreboard going on and seeing how close these scores are, the urgency will matter a lot more. You are right there about to be in the money. It would be so unfortunate to have the 4th round be a nothing burger and then you're sad. You're not even well fed.
Especially someone like Brody, man. Brody sitting there, you know, just always been in Zafu's shadow, you know, kind of Zafu's brother, younger brother. And to see him come out and be in 10th right here really proves that, you know, Brodo Baggins got something to prove.
Yeah, Brodo Baggins being one of those competitors that's keeping everyone on their toes. There's a lot of new names here with us today. Sense even being one of those players, 34 points. HN, I mean 48 points. Poncho, 50 points.
HN was sitting in 2nd until the wordies and the quantizes started to step up. But
talking about him, just jump scare.
Karu, Trustworthy, all of them. Leviathan as well. Got the quick interview with him off the rip. He's looking to do well in today's tournament. They are right there on the cutting edge. And Hunt Dog had an amazing tournament last time we did this. Look for him to turn up in these last 2 games.
Yeah, if they don't, it's going to be a very sad ending to their night because there's only so much time left. 2 rounds, that's a lot of points. But everything can go wrong or everything can go right. You have to be able to be confident enough to say, hey, just because someone's coming into my build, I'm not going to lose. Just because I'm going into someone's build, I'm not going to lose. We've seen the most turnarounds in a Fortnite Friday Frags than we ever have. Just because this season has swapped up the weapon loadout so much. We're so used to the full auto. We're so used to the pump shotty, but now we got the pump laser that has put everyone else on.
You can't pump lasers, bro.
Yeah, apparently you can because that's all they're doing in this tournament so far.
Massive shout out to all of our TOs, our IT department, man, for getting this thing going. Big shout out to everybody, man. Even Valhallen, man, linking them up into our servers and getting these things done. Big shout out to our production as well here. Allied Esports could not do any of this without you guys. So big shout out to them, and then big shout out to our bar staff and all of our people like Chris who get you your food when you need it.
Yeah, remember, it's $5 for unlimited refills. Get yourself a drink or get yourself some food if you're feeling a little bit hungry. We can literally deliver it to the pond that you're sitting at.
What was that you're drinking out of there? Is that the...
Call me a flower because I'm being watered here today.
That is just some of the fun that you can have coming down here at HyperX Arena. Some of the fun that might go down while you're here.
He straight up brought a vase back at home, didn't even clean it, and I was wondering why the Pepsi was tasting different today.
Definitely Windex that you're tasting.
If I can't make it tomorrow, Nick, you're tapping in.
I got it, brother.
I'll say, I'll be writing my strongly worded letter to Mike.
I know how to throw bananas, man. I got it.
But if you didn't already know, if you didn't hear me before, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tomorrow. $700 prize pool, $200 to first place. You're going to be able to compete into some Mario Kart action. Top 12 gets paid out in that tournament tomorrow. So be a part of the community. The last hurrahs with the game.
Hey, you could sneak into the community low-key right around now.
There's been a few competitors who've done it so far already who have just literally been able to get in the money, double their money. It's even a cheaper entry fee than this tournament. So you're able to stop on by, enjoy yourself, be a part of a wonderful community, and say goodbye to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Easy game 8 years. Easy game to practice as well.
It is. Easy to learn, hard to master. But with Mario Kart World coming out, it's even going to be that much more forgiving. So might as well, hey, if you're already pre-ordered Switch 2 and the Mario Kart World bundle like some people over here,
sneak into the community real quick.
Do it, and we'll say hello and
What'd you get,
welcome
Target?
you in. I waited outside a GameStop for 2 hours.
Real gamer.
Almost 2. It was basically 2.5 hours. We got up. We got down there at 9 a.m. We probably could have even gotten there at like 10 o'clock and still been good, because even when she went her first run around with the tickets, she still had some left. So I was actually kind of shocked, but it still was worth it. I enjoyed it. You're able to stay in line, talk to people, their stories.
I'm just going to duct tape my 2 Switches together and call it a Switch 2.
You're not wrong. You're not right either.
No. Not right. All the way right.
But it's really cute. There was this elderly gentleman there who was saying how him and his wife have gone through all the Nintendo generations. He basically pre-ordered the entire list of games on it for him and his wife. So it was actually a super cute, wholesome moment.
Bro was actually 40 and has just been playing in the Mario Kart community.
He was talking about standing out of a micro center for those 4090 Ti's. He was like, I did it for
real
us.
Gamers, recognize real gamers.
I was like about to start crying. I'm like, could never be me. But truly crazy to see all of everyone's stories. The funniest thing though that was about pre-ordering the Switch though, we were talking about it. Everyone was just talking trash about it.
Yeah.
Everyone in line didn't even seem happy that they were there. They were just, yeah, man, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Nintendo and those $80 games. I can't fathom that happening.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Donkey video, but like it was just the people saying like we should rally against Nintendo and don't let them do this.
I didn't see it yet. No.
And then all of a sudden like the last clip of it's just like a lot of that complaining, and then the last clip is like Switch 2 numbers go on pre-sale, flying off the shelves.
But then you know what? I think it's a little bit misleading because like, is it really selling a lot when there's only like 70 available per GameStop at the max?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? Well, you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
you get what I'm putting down where it's like, well, it's sold out. Well, you had 5 of them. Congratulations, your sales are going great. But that was what I was saying. I'm like, maybe it's being a little bit misleading.
I think a lot of people just waiting for that second generation, similar to how
I actually didn't think about it, but I was like, wow, maybe I made a mistake on not waiting.
If you got the first Switches, you could. Never mind.
Do stuff.
I'm not going to talk about that.
They're actually worth more, by the way, if you're trying to sell your Switch ones. I just put mine up. I'll let y'all know.
OLEDs, not worth it.
No.
Did I buy 2 OLEDs? Am I going to slam them together like a Hydron Collider and get a Switch 2?
Just put 2 USB-Cs together, and then it shares the power, right?
Yeah.
That's how that works?
Hopefully.
Hopefully we'll be getting into this next round from what we're hearing in our ears right now. Yep. We are getting ready and prepared for round number 4. There's so much on the line in this one single round. So many competitors, you're seeing it already on the screen right here, that is literally coming down to these final 2 rounds of Friday Frags. We're going right into it, Star Wars styling.
Is Baka gonna have a return to the throne, or is someone gonna clip his wings in round 4 here? Really looking for Zafu to pop off, Brody to do it as well. Really trying to find a couple of players to go plus Ultra here. One Lone Wolf Air. Where are you landing in this season?
I've been loving one of the new POI locations. Unfortunately, I didn't want to say it out in case some of these competitors went to it.
They'll find you.
Yeah, they'll find me. But no, truly, it's going to be a quite an interesting drop. But yeah, one of these outskirts, they got the whole band cantina going on. I love it. I mean, you got the Millennium Falcon in the middle of the map. I feel like they could have done a lot more POIs, but hopefully as the season goes on, they'll reveal more and more and more. Maybe some Death Star action, potentially. You got the Star Destroyer right up there.
They should turn Legoland into Fortnite World and just buy it.
They already did, technically. They got their own Lego game that unfortunately died off like really badly, but and they even haven't really been updating their CSGO mode
MMO.
either.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really unfortunate. So many of these great ideas, but they're just not capitalizing on it. But we are going to see a capitalization on the Levi's. No, there's not. There's no capital L there, as they're going to be able to grab some more loot. Grab some shields, grab some heals, and that's really all you need to start yourself out. Start grabbing some mats.
Really looking for Hunter to pop off in this one, man. He has just barely graced the list once, and now has to shoot up it just a little bit far. He's a shooting star in our tournament. He comes out week after week, even though he knows the top dogs are going to be here. Always tries to be a top dog of his own.
I miss them being my dog. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
People that are new to
he doesn't have the dog in him anymore.
Yeah, people
quite literally.
People new to the stream are probing like, why does he call this guy a dog?
I know, right? Wow, that's kind of rude, Nick. What are you doing there? Calling him a dog?
Nah, this guy is a dog, bro. In game and out, you can see it once you meet him. You come down here to the HyperX Arena. Zafu, who needs a stellar round to push him to the top.
But dropping all the way on these outskirts. Granted, this is a nice spot. You're seeing them getting those full shields. I still think it's just not the most ideal situation this 4th round. I mean, going for placement's never bad, but if you're trying to go up the leaderboard and only finding 1 or 2 people in this early game, it's just not where you want to be at.
We had father and son. Now we got brother and brother right here. Picture in picture of the two. Brody sitting at the bottom of the list. Zafu sitting around 4th or 5th here.
Taking down Captain Phasma there, going to be able to grab their medallion and grab their mythic, because that's going to be quite nice, and it reloads quite fast as well. You're going to see that.
We're limit testing here.
Oh, absolutely limit testing. Amari and Marari going to be able to pop that big shield, get themselves up as they go into one of our first build battles of the day, serving it up Gary's way. Arena account 11 been the highlight, been the competitors just find themselves against so many of these players. But now Amari and Marari trying to get inside the build Arari.
It does seem to be zooming into the build here in a second. It does seem like he wants to use these nades to get to the top of this build, but the edit comes out, and ESL Fort's at 11. Nothing to shake a tail feather at. Might not be using his own skins, but definitely knows how to traverse the landscape here as he starts to get these edits into the build. Going ramp for ramp. Not too many builds, not too many materials, but still can hear this player above him. Wants to maybe start to make some noise, try to antagonize him a little bit here.
We'll
and
see what happens.
Takes down Gilbert.
Oh, we got Jake, baby! Finally, a little bit of action there. Going to be able to grab an elimination for themselves.
Did you know that Jake is actually voiced by Marcus Phoenix?
Who? Really?
Yeah. Shout out Gears of War. Shout out Epic Games.
I'm trying to think if I hear it, and I might actually
It's also
hear
Bender.
I know that's Bender. I know that one. I know a lot of these voice actors are able. I mean, I feel like Jake really just relies on that one voice more often than not. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I hear their voice, I know that's from Jake from Adventure Time. But we know this is Mean College dropping right into the bush and just says bang bang, shala bang bang. Grabs that first elimination of this round. Gonna be able to reap the rewards of that big shield. Pops it, gets
Look
himself
how much
up
healing.
to 100.
Yeah, they're ready for the fight there. Plenty of healing to go with it. Jaden fighting the good fight here on what could be the fourth and last round for him here. We're zooming into another dimension at the moment, but Karu trying to get I don't think he hears them, so Jaden gonna have at least one shot on him here if he.
Seeing those builds getting put up, they're still trying to just see if they have an open
Oh, the
wall.
train's coming. Takes down the whole build.
That's kind of crazy, and no one's going to be going onto that train just yet. You see that some of their vaults still not being used. Dubred, the Jake, going down to Unger as Jaden X is going to be trying to maneuver and check these bushes. Amari in the Rari still fighting with arena account number 11 as we now see Zolobot, Jaden X, and Kazu just grabbing 3 eliminations, one after another, stack them on top.
Yeah, Jaden finds that bush Wookie. Unfortunately, not going to be able to hide in the bush for too much longer. Here comes some shots into the ESA account, number 11. Wordy, trustworthy, trying to get some extra points, be on the board like Code Wordy is. Juby, oh, sneaks up behind him. Doesn't have the back of his build set just yet, and Trustworthy gonna take the last word.
We'll see what the word is. Is the bird the word? 21 Moon X is going over. We haven't seen a lot of love for them
I will
in this
say, a lot of
tournament.
these times we just have people in their sweat skin, kind of chilling. We've seen a good amount of Star Wars skins today.
I appreciate that. Even though you're just literally white in all this green,
Yeah.
it still is something I love to see.
Maybe looking for the snow top right now.
I mean, I don't, that would be my mentality. Hey, blend into the snow or something. But I love that with these theme seasons, everyone just kind of jumps on board with it and makes it happen, because it's just like crazy on how everyone just picks up those skins. If you look at your friends list, they just literally go down the line. Anakin, Padme, all the Battle Pass skins. I love it. I think it's really cute.
Yep, 21 Moon doing a thing that he can. Sean sitting in it, getting some health, or is his health going down? How are we? Oh,
Yeah, they're in the storm.
Okay.
It doesn't even look like it when they're right near the little bounce
It seemed like
pad.
he was vibing, but yeah, going down and is going to try to await his demise or rotate there. I'm not too sure what's going on.
Or just chilling
Maybe
in the
he's eating
storm.
some yummy chicken, some chicken fingers here.
You gotta have time for chicken fingers, especially when
Fourth
they're this
round
good.
might be the time. You got one more round.
When
so.
they're this good at the arena, that's all you got to do is Code Word. You got to jump down, take a little bit of damage. They're going to miss that trade. Beautiful work by Juby. This might be the final. Words from Wordy is going to be not today.
Windows 95
Whoa.
update. Hit him with the shutdown. Code Wordy opens up the window on the edit and hits one shot to rule them all. Beautiful stuff. I was gonna say, I can't wait to see what Code Wordy does here now that he's pushed into a corner. We don't usually see him down like that, but he does an amazing job of making his way out. And yeah, Sean's gonna go down.
To the storm
28th
again.
place.
But Karu got to take down Spam Panda, bringing us to 26 players left, and we'll eventually get to the funny number. You know what's funnier than 24, Nick?
25.
Leviathan, though, going down to Baka. They've been running into Baka
good
like
internet right there.
24/7. But we're going to be seeing something going on right here, right now with Baka. Got that one elimination on their board, and going on from there, they're going to
That's
be able
not
to
like
hop their way.
Baka, so look for him to turn up once he starts to find people. This is a little bit laxer of a takeover that we usually see from Chewbacca here.
Yeah, I mean, just chilling on these outskirts on this, you know
Chill
what?
Baka.
Chill Baka. Chronic chillness. That's what I'm saying.
I like this.
Gonna be able to just get a little bit of gold. Midas still bringing their touch to the arena. But We got Mikey here, gonna be just sticking with the same skin, relying on it. Hey, they just bought it. It was one of the rare skins in the game. They're gonna be able to flex it off. Especially with Borderlands 4 coming out, by the way, guys. Are y'all excited?
Gonna see a good return on that. Hopefully he can live to see the day as Baka is traversing this so quickly that he's gonna have to find a way out. Look, he's at the top of the build, he's at the bottom of your build. It doesn't matter where you run, where you hide, Baka is gonna find you. So wants to get the rooftops to be his. Now switching over into the brick, even opening up the edit. You can see him just working the build to his masters. Oh, gonna get into though, 100 damage and a little bit more and give him the elimination. Mikey just doesn't stand a chance there as Baka is everywhere all at once.
Everywhere all at once. One of the best movies that's come out. One of the most cinematic moments right there, just seeing Baka at work. And now being pushed up against a wall, not being able to heal themselves all the way just yet. Jaden X has the opportunity to try and push the advantage and take down a Juggernaut. Will they go for it is the question. Pops that splash and gonna give themselves a little bit of a limited sprint for the time being. Zolobot's here with that one elimination and tries to bring down these little wooden logs that could. We're going to be seeing Jaden X though get dropped in on by another competitor. They do an even trade, but pops the splash going up. They're going to be able to jump right up to the top of these builds. And now the trade between Zolobot and Zafu. And Zafu comes out on top.
Yeah, Zafu just sneaking into that bottom side of that build, but you're 100% right. Jaden and Baka trading back and forth in this fight, but the heals are on Jaden's side, and you know that Baka would like to have a little bit of this extra drink to go with his last circle here.
We'll see if it will be the last circle, last drink, or otherwise. We're going over to Poncho as well on the right side of the screen, taking on YMP. Jaden X is going to be on the left side, still holding on to that high ground, trying to just control it as best as they can and work through their mats as best as they can as Karu is going down.
Karu getting loud here in the arena too, which I like. It's time to get a little loud. We're in that 4th and 5th round. Every kill matters here.
Yeah, and still seeing this.
I think he called him dog water.
I would hope so. Baka, though, going to still being pushed against a wall here. Jaden X going to try and break through and break down and control and box them in as best as they can. We know Baka already being on top of their game, just always throwing down the walls first and controlling the walls. There is no way you're going to try and get these
look at this.
Going.
He knows he's got a little hit on him, so he's going to try to get this heal off. And as he does, you can see Baka trying to break every wall that wasn't in his favor up until that point. Now Jaden gotta go around Albuquerque, take a left turn at the bottom of this build.
I'm even getting confused on where they're trying to go.
Down the rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole.
Throwing up walls all around them, going 360, one wall at a time, trying to put themselves in a better spot because now the tides have turned. Baka staying up on top and will be able to rain fire from the high ground and doing what they do best. But Code Wordy right back at it again. Got those 2 elims. Remember, they were the ones that turned around that entire fight. Sees a victim and they might be able to grab 3 here. YMP going to return backfire, and that's going to be a little bit of a trade there. Almost equal across the board, but Code Wordy going up to the high ground, trying to control it and box in YMP. Here we go.
YMP, aka Young Nasty Pirate, ready to get this thing going his way. Has taken a couple shots from Code Wordy, but now is the time to get the heals on. Doesn't look like there's too much heals to go, but look at Code Wordy, so ready to heal. If healing was his job, he would be the employee of the month. Nice shots coming out of Code Wordy, and now he just wants to get this wall down. YMP doing a great job of finding wall after wall and making it his, however. So Code Wordy's gonna have to continue to go through them. The window comes up, and as soon as it does, the laser shoots right through. YMP looking like
Their stocks are going down just like 2025. This is not looking good for them right now. They got to somehow, some way pause something to make it all go back up. This is not backing down. This is just strategy because YMP is not trying to lose here today. You're going to get sick of winning here. Is they going to be able to pick up and grab that med kit and be able to pop that real fast? Try to get their health back, right back up.
Oh, he finds him
Drop
though.
it right down, but the damage not going to be there, unfortunately. Going to be able to break open these top walls and try and find a window
50-50
opportunity,
YMP.
but unfortunately, that's just going to be a jump shot. Gets rejected by Shaquille O'Neal, and they're going to have to pop these last shields that they've got.
He's got a good amount of time too to get this health bar up as well, and I think sitting at 100 is not the way you want to be.
Oh!
Swivels for the 102 shot, but unfortunately Cody got plenty of extra health on board. We're gonna sit on board now with Unger, who we might have been, you know, counting our chickens before they hatch a little bit with, but we just seen him do amazing things at this tournament and would like to see him continue it here. Sitting with 2 eliminations, not in a bad spot, and also stepping foot into this tower that might be I'm not sure. Might not go his way. There might be someone at the top of that tower. Might be Keith Towers.
Maybe it's Rapunzel. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what? That's what we're all hoping for.
Hey, I'm heading straight to the top of that tower.
You're going to be comparing hair lengths there, Nick.
Yes. That's the only reason.
Quantize going to be here on the screen going over, trying to find a little bit of gas to get their cart going. Still 0 eliminations. Someone who did grab a huge finish last time we've had Friday Frags. They're not looking too hot so far. They really got to start going forward, being a little bit more aggressive as we know that they can be. Unfortunately, so far,
same
not
with
looking
Hunter
too
as
good.
well. I'll give it back to you. Same with Hunter there. Same with Zyphon here. A lot of these players playing for placement when there's 10 players left. You might want to be looking, as we talked about, we've seen greens, we've seen blues, but you do not want to go into that final circle with that. You want to collect all the loot possible right here. So.
I mean, even when you're at home, you got to be practicing breaking into builds, trying to make these opportunities happen, because if you're not practicing it there, you're not going to do it here. Those are the things you need to know.
This is a very sneaky spot, though, for Zyphon. I mean, the fact that no one's seen him up until this point and there's someone very close to him makes it seem like he might have himself a little move here. Jaden wanting to replace the walls here of this building, kind of a cheat sheet, just knows, you know, you already know how to make the building, so might as well just do it with your materials so that you can modify it when need be.
A little bit safer is never a bad thing. We talked about it as well when it comes to topping off yourself. See those slashers on there, and they're gonna go for it. No.
Yeah.
Wow. I was actually kind of curious if they were gonna go for it.
Maybe going for some juice.
Are they just that they're going? They did all that work, all those mats.
This guy needs to listen, ladies and gentlemen. If you're at 75 shield and you want a drink, head on over to the bar and get yourself some nice food and drink.
Like we talked about, $5 sodas, unlimited refills.
That'll
the entire night
that'll
you're
get
here.
you back to 100. That's all we're saying.
100 in terms of heart rate.
Looks like it's hard for these players to understand how to get to 100.
I'm okay with it, I get it, but when you just completely ignore some slap juice just to give yourself a slap on the knee and think it's funny, it's not. As we see DPG unfortunately going down, but great spot there in 18th place. 21 Moon X going to be the one grabbing that one as we go now over to their point of view. Going to be able to reap those rewards. And DPG just knowing exactly where all of these great weapons are, and Moon X going to reap those up.
Yeah, it does seem that way. The Reaper is in tow, and 21 Moon not too happy with their placement as of recently. Would like and thinks that they are way higher on the chopping block, so I'd like to see them turn up in this tournament. 2 rounds left. Karu sitting on the default skin, that's kind of fire, low-key.
You know what? You gotta respect the whole OG being like, hey, I don't need the superhero skin. I don't need to do anything. I am just gonna go with the OGs and go from there. But will that be enough?
Ryder, no!
This is why you check the bushes.
A
because
true Bush Wookie. Ryder not pulling the trigger until Karu was right in his face. Karu, though, quickly to build up, and that was almost devastating for Karu. that is why you check the bush, but it's also why you don't go face first into the bush.
I mean, all you got to do is throw some bullets in there, but when you least expect it is when it happens. Zyphon is going to go down to Levi. Keru trying to pop these big shields and get themselves going. Brody Baggins.
Shout out Brody. He's
going
definitely
to
trying to hold on to this top 10 spot in 10th place, and you have a lot of players shooting at the build, but with a brother like Zafu, you had to have taught him how to build these walls up, and you can see him utilizing it here, holding on to the brick as well. Very smart job there from Brody, but you can see the players starting to migrate low. Here they go.
Ooh, jump shot, gonna be able to drop all the way down from this build, but they just walk 1 inch away. You can see the whites in their eyes before they pulled that trigger as Keru grabbing 4 in this round. Going over to Jaden X with 3. Quantai still struggling throughout this 4th round. 0 eliminations.
He
It's
might
just...
pop up here. There hasn't been a lot of too many fights going into this final 14, so Quantize might catch himself a couple eliminations here. It looks like he's gonna get behind this rock and try to get into this 7th circle.
I mean, coming down to it, we know it. 8th, 9th, 10th circle is when we start wrapping up this round. If you haven't grabbed an elimination, you better be looking for it now, as Cold Wordy is able to take down Baka in 14th place. Absolutely going to make a dent on that scoreboard.
Yeah, I think Code Wordy has been playing immaculately there, and that is just the test that he needed. Baka gets taken down, and that is going to mean that there's a possibility that we rise in the ranks here. I think Code Wordy might be able to solidify himself in the top spot here if he has a good final circle.
That is insane to think about, because at 68 points, they were only 4 points away from 2nd place. But Code Wordy has figured out what it all means and how to do it.
I understand it now.
I understand it now. As we see Unger going to be able to take down Mari and Mari. But we're going to be seeing Unger here now putting up these walls. Going to be able to just run through and rotate themselves closer to the circle, because with 12 competitors in the 8th storm, this is going to be brutal once we get closer and closer to zone advantage. They're going to be able to just walk their way through, though. Not much a struggle for them.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, too, to see how these players play when Baka's not at their front doorstep shooting down their walls. So this might be a long, drawn-out fight, but the Storm is going to make sure that we find ourselves a victor here.
You're already looking at that mini-map as well. Moon X trying to land a shot with that sniper rifle. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. Zafu's here. Got that nice loadout.
Good on rotation, at least.
Also going over to Difficult, has another great loadout as well. Already has that zone priority. Beautiful rotations, as you mentioned as well. Gonna be able to just hold on, try to peek this corner, and head glitch their way into some sort of opportunity. Code Wordy gonna block it off and run up, go around the side, try to block themselves in so that they're not taking any shots. They have the opportunity. Remember, that's Brody right there. As Keru
laying waste to all the people that have wronged him in this tournament so far. 5 eliminations. You know he's trying to put insane points on the board, but stuck in a little bit of this tick hell at the moment.
As they were able to at least get awarded with that Chug Jug, gonna be able to top themselves off if they are able to. They should take this time and do so, as that circle going to be way far out.
Cold Wordy takes down Brody.
Is going to down. Beautiful work.
Yeah, Brody does all he can, but just finishes outside of that top 10, and one more spot would have gave him a couple extra points there, but Zafu gonna take down Quantize, and it's only gonna be top names from here, minus Baka.
Minus Moon X as well. Code Wordy is taking down every single name in the books. There won't be any words left by the time he's done here in this round. Playing with astounding confidence in this round so far. We've got Unger jumping around, trying to just bunny hop their way through. TikTok. Poncho gonna be here as Hunter gonna take down Keru, and now Difficult is gonna be the receiving end. Code Wordy 8 elimination, top 5 situation.
Wow, this has just been an insane tournament for him. 8 eliminations. We've seen him in the past come here with Trustworthy and put in work, but right now he just looks practiced. He looks ready to go. Practice meets pressure right here, though, as he's taken down. And he goes down to TikTok. Panchu, me too.
Yeah, TikTok's not getting banned today just yet. With that one
Facts.
elimination, they're going to at least take someone with them. The brain rot is enough to eliminate Code Wordy, as we're going to be seeing him slide to the right, slide to the left, and grab a nice shot. Don't even know how that landed. Going to be able to at least break their shields just a little bit more.
Finds a random pot as well, so going to heal up off that. Zafu taking the Baka strategy. Probably gave Baka the range to say, hey, bro, can you finish these guys out for me? Sitting right next to him.
Passing over the mouse keyboard.
Yeah.
Have fun, bud.
Here you go, bro. Sitting at that top high ground, but we've seen why this strategy can fail. But right now, Zafu finding a way to make it work as he drops down. Not going to take any damage there and is in the circle. Has one, and now this is the problem. Zafu sometimes reaching this precipice. Got some good shots and catches him out the sky. TikTok banned for the last kill, and Zafu going to get one back for Brody, who goes down in 11th. He's going to go and get that first place crown.
5 eliminations, top it on top, baby. Just smother it all around like it's ketchup on fries, and you're going to be getting a Zafu special. Beautiful work in those final moments. And like we said before, you just build up literally 5 feet up in the air, and everyone goes, where'd they go?
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Yeah.
Where they at?
These bullets must be hitting me at the top of the head.
Man, I can't believe they already enabled the Star Destroyer up there. I can't believe it.
This rain hurts different.
And then it's just Zafu waiting, and they actually went down jump from their build.
They had to maneuver and get the rotation in order to catch them running out of the storm, and does a perfect job of that. Could have went down to that last player, and we've seen Zafu kind of be shaky in those 1v1s at the end, but you know, puts the nerves to bed and ends himself with a nice spot that's going to shoot him up the leaderboard. As well as
with Baka also not getting a great spot, 14th place.
As well as Code Wordy, who has got 8 eliminations in that game.
I really thought they were going to take it all.
He might be in first right now. We just don't even know it.
We will know momentarily, though. We are getting those scores calculated, put together. Remember, we only have a T98 in the back, so it takes a little bit longer as you try to figure out, hey, which one's the plus button, which one's the minus button. But we are getting it calculated. Don't you worry. It takes a little bit of time to make sure that all 41 competitors are getting their scores perfectly. That's what we want to do here for y'all. Always trying to make sure everything is ran beautifully. But going into this final round, it's going to be the leaderboard of all time, starting us off in this new Star Wars themed season that many are not enjoying so far, but I'm enjoying it.
I'm having fun.
I'm loving it. Are you loving it?
Yeah, we got a ton of bag to grab from, too, as far as commentary. And haven't said it just yet today, but you know you're the most important people here. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for bringing us down here and getting us all into the games, man. Shout out to IT department, everybody. But big shout out to Mom and Dad, man. Couldn't do it without you guys.
We're just two goofy goobers in
Wouldn't
front of a camera.
even be here without them.
That's what I'm saying. This
it.
tournament wouldn't happen. This place wouldn't exist without y'all's help. Remember, tell a friend, bring them down, have a great time with them. There is not a single place like it when there is this LAN setting where you're able to meet people who are all here for the same reason that you are.
To get better. And you've already seen how Code Wordy comes out week after week, gets better. You've seen Zafu come out week after week, gets better. I mean, everybody is practicing, and Zafu definitely one of those that's practicing the right thing. But the best practice you can get is here on LAN in front of everybody. Get all the nerves out for, you know, when that big tournament might come, and you will be ready if you practice here with us.
I 100% believe so. We've had people who have participated in those cash cups. Baka and so many others are the ones that are competing.
If you can do it here, you can do it in your jammies at home. I'll say that.
I do believe that 100%. Whatever you practice is what you're going to do once the time comes. And really, this HyperX Arena can be that practice for those bigger moments. But we do have the scores, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Bro.
Code Wordy taking it all over. And Baka dropping down 10 points into 3rd place. Zafu right behind him with that victory royale. What a lineup. And going down to 10th place, Jaden X is going to be battling it and trying to survive against all odds. The Death Star lasers are locked on
So
him.
we've never really seen this, right? We've seen a Baka win. We've seen a Baka top. We've never really seen Baka have to put up 10 eliminations in a game. So if this one goes to Baka like it normally would, yes, he's going to get the crown, but Code Wordy and Zafu are not going to let him have it easy in this next round. So with one round remaining, Baka is going to have to put on at least somewhere around the 14 mark.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting final round, to say the least. A lot of competitors still have a huge opportunity to get into that top 10 prize pool. I mean, even going all the way down to Leviathan there, they are only a few points away from getting into that top 10 as well. I mean, 9 points is nothing in a world of which...
Hunt Dog is one elimination away from Jaden from cracking that top 10 and getting himself some money here today. You know Hunt Dog is going to want... I mean, you don't just come out here not trying to get your dollars.
No.
So
You're trying to double your money. It's easier to do it here than it is out there.
Yeah.
Truly, if you just come here, be confident, land your shots.
Yeah.
What more do you actually have to do?
Trustworthy, not far away from Code Wordy either. I mean, about 40 points, but he could find himself a couple of kills here and have a good placement, end up on that top 10 as well. A lot of these players, I mean, Brody was just sniffing that top 10, now is only 3 points away from it. Look for him to have a good placement, hopefully get some eliminations on the way. Anything could happen in this last round, man. It is the trilogy all over again.
It really is, as we're going to be watching potentially Baka go Baka mode, or Zafu taking it all over in these final few moments. It's actually insane to think about whenever you have so many juggernauts duking it out. We were talking about Zafu.
I don't think we've ever seen Baka mad. Baka has gone down early in both of these, and he has to put up 11 points here just to match what Code Wordy was able to do in that last one. So big, insane stuff coming our way, and
it is.
And it's all going to come down to this.
This has probably been the closest Friday Frags we've had in a very long time.
I think it might be.
And it's kind of mind-blowing to think about. That Star Wars season is the thing that's bringing us all together.
Take away the ammo. Take away the ammo. Give us lasers. We love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it a lot. It is bringing a whole new perspective in gameplay, especially having that unlimited ammo, bringing Battlefront 2 to Fortnite. What else is coming to Fortnite? Who knows? But you're gonna have to figure it out right here, right now. There is no more rounds left except round number 5 as we wait to get all of these competitors into this lobby and get them going and looted up. Because really, if you don't do good in this last round, what else you got, Nick?
I don't know. Let me check my wallet, see what I got here.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
That thing's looking... Okay. Well, if there was any, I'd ask you what we're betting on here. I'm betting on a huge lock-in from Baka to see him. I know it's a lot of points, but Code Wordy cannot drop the ball here. He has had an amazing tournament, and this could absolutely be his lock-in moment. Just one more round standing in the way. And as far as Zafu, man, like I said, that's Chewbacca sitting in third, and then you got Young Skywalker sitting in second.
I mean, you're even seeing Poncho, Quantize. They're all there as well. I was talking about Quantize not being able to grab those eliminations.
Kazu, we've seen do amazing things. Karu at the end of that last game was one to watch as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting to see how placements are actually making
Is it all coming down to this last game?
That's what I'm saying.
Could you have a great final 5th game and win this here?
Oh, easily. I mean, already skyrocketing yourself or knocking yourself even farther down. Like we just saw there, there's a lot of players that have the potential to just lose their spot and lose the money that they put in here today. Week after week, they're trying to find a solution, but the only solution is grabbing eliminations and surviving. That's the absolute problem-solving thing.
This Valhalla page right here, Valhalla, we gotta talk, man. You guys if you guys hate Star Wars, just blink twice.
Oh, happy cookies? I thought it was moldy cookies, unless there's someone different.
True.
Are those happy cookies that are moldy? No. Don't eat them. Don't do it. It's not good.
Save your belly. But you could create penicillin.
Why would I need a pen?
so you could write on the ceiling. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting our 5th game created and started here. This has been a fun one, I will say. The fact that everything all comes down to this is a feeling that we have not really felt in a while. So I am just excited to see this 5th game as well as you are. If you guys are in the chat over at Allied Esports, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching today. We know all of our Valhallan fam as well. We are rooting for you out here. I was just telling Riley earlier how eventually they're going to have so many players that they bring and they're going to be so good that it's just going to be us versus them at one point.
That would actually be hilarious. Well, let's get the HyperX tags up in here. Yeah, and get that going. A little bit of a, imagine a team battle going on, Valhallan versus the HyperX
That would
Arena.
be fire, 4v4s.
I'm just saying. Absolute cinema as we wait for this final round where all the money, all the marbles, all the opportunities that you actually were thinking about saying, hey, I should have grabbed that elimination. I should have been able to bring Nick out and be able to put him out back, take the lasers and shoot him. It all comes down to this. One moment, one round to get yourself some cash moolah in the bank and keep it going. Because remember, next week we have another Friday Frags tournament. So check out that calendar, get signed up, and get ready for some more Friday Frags action because we're going to have some more Star Wars coming up.
Dun, 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 dun. Like I said, man, I just don't think we've ever seen Baka. We've never given Baka a number, right? Go out there and get this amount of eliminations and you will win. We've seen him do amazing things like 10 and 11 and 13. Zafu taking some time, you know, just regaining right here. Brody, his brother, who really needs to lock in for this one. I believe Baka also, like I said, we've never given him a number to go out there and get. So looking forward to him doing that. These players, man, have been giving it their all, and you can see how many buttons we're going to have to press here. It's a lot of buttons.
Hey, it's not time to get shy now. Come on.
Keith Towers in the building, repping the Twitch. You can go check him out on Twitch. One of my favorite people at just making content. I might have to hire him just to make my content.
Hey, you know what? That's the way to do it. But we're going down the line. Y'all are looking fresh, looking beautiful.
Yeah, that's a beanie right there.
That is
Beanie Brothers.
Looking like a little bit of a Gengar action, actually.
Yeah,
They got that vibe going. Basketball kid.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I love the way they dribble up and down the court. And then Quantize, who's got a rough tournament ahead of him here. He has to lock in all those players on stage, looking like the players on this list all need to lock in right here, right now.
One of the big things we're seeing, they are just serious. Their looks, they're not talking, they're not yapping.
Practicing
they're
my
literally
WQ,
trying to make sure
WGG.
that their shortcuts and their fingers are still warmed up, because after 5 rounds of non-stop Fortnite action, it actually does start to wear on you. If you've ever played 5 rounds of Fortnite in a row, you know what I mean. After a while, getting eliminated early, surviving to the end, surviving to the middle, it all comes down to this very moment where all of those mistakes, all of those right decisions all accumulate into a final round of whether or not you're going to make it or break it,
just
and
like our
dribble it down the court. Or just like that. Or look like the Lakers and lose it in a simple 5 rounds.
Lakers in 10. Lakers in 10.
Lakers in 10, baby, as we see the final round of Friday Frags. Getting right into it. 39 competitors, some of them dipping out, realizing they were too far away, but what we're not far away from is the ground level. Thank you, bus driver.
Thank
all of your TOs getting y'all in these lobbies and making sure everyone is ready to go into this final round.
Thank you, bartenders. Thank you, bus drivers. Let's get down and dirty. Like I said, it is going to have to be an insane round for Baka, but nothing out of the ordinary at the same time. So look for him to turn up in this one, but everybody has a shot at the money here. So really, we're just going to watch in awe.
Really, remember, Nick, also first place gets $250.
What do we get?
A nice crisp high
Hey,
five.
high five. Good job. Somebody told me that we were making them laugh earlier. I'll take that.
Hey, that's the best thing that we can do, right?
Yes, sir.
Making people laugh. there's nothing better than serving up smiles.
It's a good feeling.
But
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm sending it.
Sending it right now is Sense. He's going to send himself to this away island way out here.
But let's just break it down for you one more time. Let's break it down for you, Mark. We got $250 for first place, $150 for second place. Third place is $110. Fourth,
Hunter
is going to be seeing Hunter taking down Mike, but going down the line, fourth is $90, fifth is $80, sixth is $70, seventh through eighth is $65, and ninth through 10th place is $60. So there's a lot of money on the line for all of these competitors to double it and make something happen here today. Quantize is now going for those mats, and look at them, my goodness, where did they find the mat factory at?
Yeah, Gilbert Snipes taking down Dubbred. It probably took a second and headed on over to the Bat Factory. Gilbert Snipes been sniping his way through this tournament today. Haven't seen him into those late parts of the rounds, but difficult. Taking down the Fortnite 11 account that has been living a lot longer. It seems like these players know that this is the 5th round. They got to get their eliminations now.
Yeah, and you know what? Bring out all your sweat skins. Do what you can. Make yourself known or unknown if you're trying to make something happen in the world today. Amari and Marari
making first place farther away.
Yeah, really doing a good job. Already coming out swinging. And when you're this close to second place and third place, you gotta go swinging, because if you're not, you're gonna find that lead just get devastated. But Solobot still on the screen. Baka takes down Leviathan, the one, the only. Unfortunately, not going to win any prize pool there to get better internet, but hopefully they'll be back next week to grab a spot, because they did really good this week. They were super confident, but towards these final rounds.
Such a young buck, too. Plenty of future ahead of that kid.
Absolutely. That's the best part of this game. No matter how old you are, you're going to be able to find something you enjoy. But right now, I'm liking what Riv Doggy is doing and putting down here. Going to be able to jump for that jump shot. Spam Panda.
Dog vs. Panda
is going to get eliminated, but Riv Doggy has the healing from this tournament mode. Remember, in rank, you're going to be able to get that passive healing, and that's going to bring him up to 79 HP. Tries to land the shot, but it doesn't even matter what your name is. Gazoo grabbing one.
Yeah, Kazoo just, like you said, his health was going up, but he needed to pop that Chug Jug just a little faster, and maybe wasn't too ready for that fight. So Kazoo is going to slide in there and get one.
Stopped for a half a second.
Yeah, I'm not really a mountain climber, but you can break your leg doing that.
Would you ever go cave diving?
Yeah, why not?
No shot.
I'm not climbing anything, brother.
You're go into those little narrow
I can do cave falling. If you want to do that, I'm down to go.
What does that even mean?
I just fall in the cave.
Into the water, right?
I hope so. If you don't hear a splash, don't come looking for me. Gilbert Snipes once again has the trying to make a decision here. Do you take the lightsaber, or do you get a little bit of extra gun here? He's going to take the lightsaber for movement. Smart stuff. Mr. Sweaty Boy, his first time hanging out with us here today. Got to give a big shout out to him and the homies that brought him.
Kiru, also another competitor looking to make some more money here today. In a pretty awkward spot on that leaderboard. They're going to be able to break down these trees and put themselves in a better spot with those mats, and just going for more loot. But they're going to go for the rotations here today because they're staying in that storm. They're going to be able to try and keep themselves safe, going down to 29 competitors already in this final round. There is a lot of opportunity where, hey, if you stick up and really hang out, we're going to be seeing Basketball Kid trying to shoot some shots into the
I don't like this.
Oh, it's Darth Maul. That's going to go down to Anakin Skywalker. Basketball Kid, unfortunately,
famously not taking down Darth Maul.
That is true. Episode 1. You don't know the knowledge.
They're
what
just
are you
changing.
doing?
The father and son just changing the whole lore here. Keep Towers trying to pop a couple shots into this Basketball Kid build here. At least try to turn him up a notch. But he's sitting in that not safe zone at the moment.
Oh, Basketball Kid is going to be taking a lot of tick damage in terms of a laser blaster and the storm. Keith Towers understands that they did break their shield, so they're going to be able to close the gap, get going, and drop it in high. Let's see if they're going to find him to the side. Keith Towers taking a ton of damage. Beautiful shot by Basketball Kid. Basketball Kid has just grown so much unironically in terms of confidence.
And in real life too, grown a good amount as well.
Hey, those growth spurts ain't no joke.
Exactly, but at the same time, this is two young guns trying to gun it out here in the middle of the storm. Keith Towers does seem to get the heal off, but so does Basketball Kid. Trying to get him to, I mean, he is not an easy kill. I feel like before he was an easy, you know, run of the mill fight. Not anymore. Basketball Kid finds a shotgun shot to go through, and now Keith Towers thinks it's gonna be easy, but it's easy out here. Basketball Kid 231 outside of the zone. Hopefully Anakin can make it back. But that might be Star Wars skin buff right there for sure.
I'm telling you, you do 4,000% more damage when you equip the Star Wars skin during the Star Wars season. We're seeing it right there with Basketball Kid being able to cross up the competition, goes right up the side of their
Yeah, it looked
build.
like hot sauce out there for real.
Doesn't get better than that.
White Iverson.
Hey, that's
you
the way
at?
to do it. Baka now going to be here. Got a great loadout so far. Going with the sweat skin. You know they're serious when they don't got the alien hat on.
That's what I said. We've never pushed him to his precipice, I don't feel like. You've never seen him at his apex. He is sitting
I hope
here.
you're not pushing his precipice.
I'm telling you, man. He's got one elimination. He's got to get like 12 in order to find himself at the top of the board. Either way, he's probably leaving with money here today, but
they want more money, man. You don't want one Switch game. You want two for $80. We're going to be seeing Quantize here, though. Going to be able to go right in the middle of the road. Remember, jaywalking is not good. Look both ways before you cross the street. But fortunately enough, if you're in tournament mode, there won't be many cars to be found.
TIE Fighter might get you at this point, but...
Spoiler alert.
Basketball Kid.
Anakin's evil.
Yeah, for real. Gonna grab it. True. How they gonna let us know off the rip there? Red lightsaber there for Anakin. Kazu. I mean, some of these kids probably haven't seen the movie. I'm not even gonna care. You're not joking. Baka gonna have to get into Quantize's situation here. It's not looking good. He's boxing him up pretty well, but Quantize has all the things he needs to put Baka out of the tournament here at about 4th place.
Quantize going to be doing a great job, at least on defense so far, but when you turn this around is when you do it right now. Lands a beautiful shot, but the trade is going to happen here today. Has that Chug Jug going to be popping in, both of them trying to give themselves a little bit of space and a little bit of time to just heal themselves right back up. That's the way to do it in builds. They say,
right
hey,
back at it.
hey, you heal, I heal. Let's run it back.
Yeah, it's really usually who can heal faster, but Quantize is gonna not heal the full here to try to rotate out of the build for just a moment. Still, the high ground is to Baka, though. The shotgun shot is going to be menacing. The Phantom Menace might strike back.
They have no mobility. They have no options to get out of this situation. What do? Quantize not pushing the advantage.
Yeah, yes and no. He's so high up in the air, and one arid shotgun shot can send him back straight down. So just winning the fight in heals right now is all he's technically worried about, but you're 100%. And Quantize puts Baka in the quantum realm.
High ground who? As Quantize puts it in the books. Baka's gonna be leaving here with a little bit less cash than they're used to. What a beautiful shot, just ran right down the staircase and says, hey, how you doing?
A bit of a patience battle. I know we're up here, you know, screaming he should push him a lot of the time, but Quantize does a great job of being patient there, and
something we could learn by the Jedi way. You can't rush these situations.
Oh, preach!
Preaching the preach. You got to give everyone their due justice, and the justice was served there today. Quantize, the young buck, once again for 2 weeks in a row, technically, was able to take down Baka, the one, the only. What a showdown that was. Quantize, an absolute talent. They gotta be so happy after
the younglings fighting back against the Order 66 right here.
I'm just saying.
Looking good so far. Basketball Kid trying to put some more eliminations on the board. You can see how much this player has grown. We talked about it just in the play style. Now he's gonna try to push for more eliminations here. Dad probably coaching him up a little bit, letting him know. But man, I cannot believe Baka down and out in the 5th round. I thought we were gonna see something legendary out of him. Quantize sitting 10 rows away. Gonna shut it down. Basketball Kid with a shot.
Oh!
And Solo Bot gonna make Basketball Kid look Solo Bot. Crazy, crazy fight, and I lost all my air on that last one. Zafu making a mistake here and there, but at least he's not out of the fight just yet. But here comes the Rari.
Remember, Zafu was here in 2nd place. This could just put him in the books into 2nd, but right now Amari is trying to find the opportunity. They're climbing themselves up, trying to give themselves some time to pop those shields and pop that Chug Jug. Zafu, though, going to get contested, not going to be able to finish that big shield. Loses so much health and shield out of that. They do a beautiful trade back and forth. Zafu taking this opportunity where they know Amari would also back off, but Zafu dropping down, taking a little bit of damage. Gonna be able to at least give themselves some time to pop something down here. Throws down some mats. They're looking rough. Chug, 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 chug. And now Zafu has the advantage. That is absolutely nuts to think about. Just the fact that Amari was not able to push.
Look at this. Who's got the advantage here? Taking a look at it from a different camera
with the
view.
superpowers, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the guy that's on one side cold and on the other side full of heat. Zafu gonna take a second and just try to regain here. Does just have the unlimited ammo of the rifle here.
Going down.
Bot really trying to get it. 21 players remaining. Blackjack here, and still anyone's game if you ask me.
I couldn't even tell you.
Except for the GOAT.
Yeah, and then Zafu still being able to survive. I mean, at least so far, at least from what we've seen on the scoreboard just yet. They're both still just waiting. They now just called a truce and said, hey.
Here's the problem, though. The healing's not on the other side for Amari, so might have to reposition here, but everybody waiting in the wakes of this fight, and it doesn't seem to be a fight anymore. So
hey, that's a nice looking apartment right there. Gonna run you about $1,800 a month.
Make it New York, make it 4,000. Sign me up.
Zolobot going to be able to pop that small shield.
Oh, he's got a good eye on him though.
And trying to hit those shots, but has that lightsaber. We better see at least one elimination with that lightsaber, I swear to you.
Dude, all day we don't get one?
But they're not going.
There we go!
Finally!
Amari in the Rari, pulls up in the Rari, says skirt, and cuts him down to size. Beautiful stuff. At least we got one.
At least one. That's all we can ask for. With a weapon that's so difficult to use and build. Thank you.
It's no baseball bat.
No, it's not. That one I'm so glad is gone. Oh my goodness, I was sick of it. But Code Wordy, not going to be sick of the competition just yet.
He's sitting in first. He's
chilling. With 4 eliminations, there's no
we
no
might be able
else.
we might be able to call our victor here.
I mean, let's not count out Zafu just yet. But with 4 eliminations, we got Gilbert Snipes breaking down this entire build, trying to make sure there's no one in there. But look at the golden weapon dropping from the heavens.
You get a couple things coming out of the build. That's a good reason to try to knock some of these down. You can see with that lightsaber how fast he was able to get through the bottom of that build. We saw a couple kills with that earlier. Maybe is a strategy for players in the future.
Potentially, if we see a little bit more confidence with the lightsaber once again. It's just lightsaber v shotgun. You just have a millisecond to open up that window and take a shot. The lightsaber.
They should add, like, if you're at a
longer.
certain range, you can force choke them. That's the only way to make.
I mean, they got a lightning now, which is kind of cool, but unfortunately, it's just not. I mean, you could force push them off a mound or something like that. You know, there's some opportunities for stuff like that, but unfortunately, it's
something
just
to help
tough.
get the shotguns off of you for sure.
Exactly. Kazu though, just chilling, looking at the side of this mound, knows there's someone up there. So they're going to just be chilling, especially with 20 players left. We have 30 seconds till it starts grooving and schmooving. So we're going to be taking a little bit of a slowdown. He's not sitting here without
a roof. He actually has a roof on top of the roof, too. Just sitting there with the edit so he can see through smart stuff coming out of the kid. But Sean, not his best tournament today. Have seen him do well in these prior ones. Really a placement player, if you ask me, but have seen him take down some top competitors in the past.
Sean back with us again, who just got eliminated to the Storm. Don't know if they were just too busy eating some chicken nuggies, but they're back in it again.
Honestly, if I was someone like Baka, I'm taking round 4 for a food break.
Oh, yeah. No, easily.
He had no breaks today, and unfortunately...
Got the brakes hit on him.
Yeah.
The insurance ain't going to cover that one easily, as they are going to be in quite an interesting spot once we get that scoreboard going. But going on to the players that are here in this round so far, Mr. Sweaty Boy sees an opportunity, and they are taking the shots where they are landing.
I like this using natural cover. It's so often that you see players not go for this. This rock would be hard to get through, so... He's actually going to break the rock here and start his build up, but I like that play a lot.
And now going forward into their build, trying to drop down on him, but one thing they don't know is a potential third party, and now they know it. Solo Bomb was right across the way, and Mr. Sweaty Boy
what they also
sweating as Amari grabs that elimination.
What they also didn't know was a little bit extra storm in playing that 4th player spot, so... Third party's one thing, but a 4th player in the storm going to be that little bit extra that sends you off the side.
Unger going to take down Gilbert Snipes from fall damage.
He's been going for the bottom of the builds, it seems like. Unger playing it smart here today.
I guess so. I mean, they're force pushing him off the mound. I don't know what's going on. I wish we could get a little bit of a POV there, but Zolobot's going to be taking down Moldy Cookies. That'll wrap up their tournament here today.
Zolobot, probably one of the youngest competitors in the lot today. I don't know if he's younger than Basketball Kid, but literally walked in with an iPad. So
hey,
top tier youngin right there.
Working on it, and the iPads are getting back Fortnite eventually too, so you'll be able to pop that on those Apple devices next week. Remember that. They've been stuck in like season 5 or whatever for like years. So they're like, when they get the whiplash of being thrown into a Star Wars season, gonna be a lot of fun, but we're trying to see where the stonks are going, up or down, Nick.
Honestly, up and up for YMP. Finished a little bit out of the zone here in our last games, but looked good in our previous, so really it's gonna come down to if he can get some more eliminations here, because he was on the board early.
Being on the board is all where you have to be. Zafu is now going to be able to use that Midas touch.
This is the real problem here, is Zafu sitting with 0, knows that the placement is important for the final here, but with Baka out of the way, I'd like to see him attack a little more, but...
Oh, that's what you ask and you may receive there.
It's my goat.
As difficult now going to be in the third party, hearing the shots come down, sees the builds being put down, and they're now going to have quite an interesting flank going on here.
It's kind of a hard structure here, as this mountain, you're going to have to really get in here. With Zafu's placement as well, it's going to be hard to find a way up. It looks like he's going to want the extra mats here.
Yeah, kind of an awkward placement from these put downs here. Kind of blocking yourself off, but trying to just keep themselves safe, breaking down those rocks. Unger.
16 players remaining in our final game. If you're just joining us, you're late. We start at the same time every time. Come on.
Yes, and also remember, these players are duking it out for $250 for first place, $150 for second place, $110 for third place, and going down from there. So if they do lose here and so early,
it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt the piggy bank, especially with everything getting more up in price. If you're trying to afford an Xbox, unfortunately, if you didn't get in the money, you are not going to be able to get that bad boy into your inventory. Keru, now, just staying on top.
Just be live just talking about leaks, bro. It's crazy.
What, Keru?
No, you.
What do you mean? That's not leak, that's true news.
Oh, man. That's the future for us here, and it's going to be more and more money. But luckily, HyperX will be giving you more and more money to go with it.
Hey, that's the way to do it. Remember, we talked about it, man. I mean, even tomorrow, we have our Speedway tournament, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You can join that tournament and make so much money. Competitors there have won, literally, one of our most winning players won over $10,000 across the years he's been playing that game with us at the HyperX Arena. Even Baka here
today.
What's the
tax on that? Chance takes down Brody. So unfortunate, but it looks like Brody gonna finish out of that top 20 placement. That might keep him off the board. Keru in a fight with Amari right here. Takes one shot, takes two, takes three. Amari Marari skirting to the finish against Karu.
Beautiful movement there. Karu could not hold on. They just had to accept it at the end of the day.
Oh, one more chance and he gets it.
His stocks are going down and a chance
Quantize.
was made. Quantize, the young buck, is saying, hey, I'm hunting wabbits out here.
He's got 2 eliminations, and one of them is Baka. That should count for 10. Jaden taking down Amari in the Rari off just what was a battle, just a old-fashioned bang out here. Unger, Zolobot, Kazu, Sean waiting in the lower wings here. Nice shots coming out of all these players, but 11 players left is gonna finally get us to where we need be.
What we need to be is in that zone advantage. Some of these competitors are getting there, and some of them are just waiting for it. But now we see Code Wording pressing the attack, drops right into the build and takes down Jaden.
And that's probably gonna do it for you there. Code Wordy
with 5 eliminations, most likely will be able to keep the crown on their head and be our victor here this week. But we don't want to talk too soon.
Quantize might be able to, you know, vacuum all these players up and get himself into that top spot if he gets the win, but that's the only one I can really see mathematically. But you know, I'm not the math guy.
No, you
don't
are
talk
not.
to me. I'm the English major.
This is why we have calculators these days on every single device that you can imagine.
That's true, and our teachers told us we wouldn't. So
yeah, that's true. You would never have a calculator in your pocket.
Take that, Teach.
Hey, yes, we do. All the time, and I never use it anyways. I think that my brain will be able to keep up with those mathematician math tables.
For real.
Unger, though, stuck in the storm and stuck in the lobby screen.
And Code Wordy is taking his victory lap. Another elimination for him, and hasn't taken too much damage to go with it. These players need to find Code Wordy if they want to finish at that top spot. Code Wordy does get found for a moment.
A little bit too over-eager going into this next build battle. They were feeling confident. I was about to point that out, but return to sender. Those bullets going to hurt a lot, but they've got a ton of shields to put themselves right back up. Kazu says,
all of this is based
off
off of the fact that Code Wordy is finishing these games late, but also finishing with 8 eliminations. Right now he's got 6 eliminations. The prior round he had 5. So you really start to stack that, not only the damage, but you're stacking up the points that go with it, that go with the win. And right now he looks ready to win this thing. Zafu might be the only person that can stop him, and he's got 0, Pidgey.
I mean, we'll see. We know Zafu to do things in these final few circles, but Kazu grabbing that elimination onto difficult, but now 5 different competitors are duking it out while they're trying to make their rotations over into the next part of the storm. As Zolobot's going to be able to take down Kazu, working our way forward. They are stuck in the zone.
Zafu gets one.
Grabs the elimination, so that healing from that elimination is keeping them alive for the time being, but they got to get in the circle and out of the storm. They are looking low, takes the leap of faith, and they make it. They currently have only 1 elimination and a chug jug to get themselves back up, but it's not a lot of healing to go.
Yeah, and that's getting littler and littler by the second, and you can't really run out here for free. Code Wordy gonna take down Hunter in these final moments. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Some shots come out from Zafu, but he might not want to be barking right now as the players are slowly starting to get in. Quantize wants that chug jug, but he's gonna pay the price for it just a little bit. Quantize starting to get his bearings again. Finds these players up in the sky. Code Wordy already taking a victory lap here, but can he win the game? It feels so much better to win
and capitalize
on the win with the dub.
We got TikTok Poncho staying at the top of the mansion. That's where the monsters won't get you, as we currently see Code Wordy also at the bottom of this circle. Quantize also running through this mansion.
Might not want to get in the mansion because we're not going to be in it for long.
And they're going to be able to catch Quantize off guard, but Code Wordy going to take a little bit of chip damage, jumping down to the bottom floor. This is where you're going to see a little bit of landscaping coming out because their match is looking low. But Quantize tries to catch him off guard, and it doesn't matter. TikTok Poncho Mito grabs the last victory royale of the night.
But I think it's gonna go down to Code Wordy. Had amazing round after round putting on the damage, and he is probably going to be our victor. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Why would you spoil that for me, bro? I haven't seen the movie yet.
Anakin has a dad.
No way.
He wears all black.
No way.
Yeah, he wears a helmet.
You're lying. You okay?
Exactly.
You were slipping on what?
I was
Or that was that was a Darth
sipping
Vader.
on apple juice right there.
That was a Darth Vader impression.
Yes,
Oh, so he's
yes.
sipping on apple juice all the time.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Fun facts. The more you know.
Yeah.
But the more you know is that Code Wordy came here, broke down every single code word that you could think of, solved the Wordle while they were on stage as well, and figured out how to win this tournament because really, I don't think there was a single person
I was
contesting all
talking
that.
to the stream. I said, send us somebody to get Baka, and Code Wordy listened to my call out. He comes in and shuts down Baka at his own game. Beautiful to see. I mean, it was getting stale a little bit here, but what's not getting stale is these scores. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the Frags. What are we at? 160? Too many frags to go, but
They're
Code
at 120
120.
That's gonna be Code Wordy.
Never seen anything like that in my life. Just an absolute shutdown here. Zafu.
Look at that.
Karu getting in by 1 point to Unger. Two players that we know really like to, well, I think that we're having words with each other in that matchup, but
look at that breakdown of top 5 though. We got Code Wordy with 120, Zafu with 105, grabbing that second place. Poncho with that victory royale skyrockets him up into 3rd place, taking out Quantize with that 4th place finish, 95 points, and Baka dropping down to 5th, the lowest placement we've seen
shout
from
out
him
Hunt Dog
in
as
a
well.
minute.
I told you he does not want to leave this tournament without money. He finishes in that 8th spot, gives himself some dough.
HN also there in 7th place, doing a great job, 71 points. Kazu able to keep themselves consistent in that mid spot. But going down the line, you're still seeing how close of a tournament this was and how close it can be if you come back next week and compete again next Friday. Same exact time, same exact place. We will be here commentating some more Friday Frags action. Nick, how did you feel about this entire event?
This is one of the best we've ever had. Baka finishing with 87
True.
points. I believe that's the lowest amount of points that he's ever had.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please go to HyperX Arena Las Vegas.
Do
if
it.
you think you can do any better than you just saw on that screen, please sign up for the tournament, go to the calendar, and have some fun here with us. But yeah, that's going to be it, Pidgey, for us down here. And appreciate you guys for watching. The Force is with you. Stay with us, and we'll be back next time for more Friday Frags.